media. Radio True Media. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take the stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey Friday, not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night. Because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we alright for know the truth. Now that make we go protect the truth.
Truth began, no they neglect anyone.
We are the voice, we are the flame. Truth will rise, they'll know our name. We are the truth and nothing else.
Truth they get, we know they play.
Now for Salon, we declare the way. Tune in every day to
Truth me get radio.
3.9.
Truth me get radio.
3.9. Radio True Media. Radio True Media. Radio True Media. Radio True Media. Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
This is Truth Radio, 103.9 FM. We empower the nation.
Mina Yusuf Jallo, the Cow Footprints, and you they listen to Truth Radio on 103.9 FM live from Freetown. Natu de las.
Well, me fancy him anyway for do what you say no more. Hallelujah.
Truth Media.
Truth
Media.
Media. Truth.
Yes, you. Truth
Media.
Media. Join and Truth Media.
media.
Truth media.
Truth media.
Say una let we dey watch truth media.
Me watch you.
Una let we dey listen to truth media.
Now listen June.
Una listen to.
Now listen
Una let we dey
to.
listen to truth media.
Now listen to. So media.
No, truth. You don't let me truth there.
Okay, truth.
Una let we dey listen to truth media.
Now listen to. So media.
Truth media.
Su media. Very no bad. Now, sir, anybody, Salomon. Yeah, they live for the people them for do any business for do some. Yeah, they live in the office. They not bad. Any business for do some. Are they provide for us for make any students them. Anyway, for make or the confusion or the education. Anybody for learner. Anybody for prepare. Any song if for the anybody.
Ayo Nyabole se wo matonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Tonya ye pe gbogbo ela ngatu aya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM we Tonya ye pe gbogbo wo ela me ngatu aya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM Kamianga tu atonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Anya boda tonya ye mi aloma Tonya ye le mi amome Ya bone jagbe nya le ngeja ti anya le dwe mi do onya ngongo lo tonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Mi atanu isi vena Na bolo abo mi do eva Anya boda je pe gbogbo abo mi wa bi do tonya ye pe gbogbo Ayo Nyabole se wo matonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Tonya ye pe gbogbo ela ngatu aya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM we Tonya ye pe gbogbo wo ela me ngatu aya gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM Kamianga tu atonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Anya boda tonya ye mi aloma Tonya ye le mi amome Ya bone jagbe nya le ngeja ti anya le dwe mi do onya ngongo lo tonya ye pe gbogbo ela we Mi atanu isi vena Na bolo abo mi do eva Anya boda je pe gbogbo abo mi wa bi do tonya ye pe gbogbo ela Amiaga tole apapa go titalo ba pepe ne beda pene gbenugo ma o aye gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM ne ma ya mi bede am keni mo Ya bone jagbe nya le ngeja ti anya le dwe mi do onya ngongo lo to nya ye pe gbogbo ela we Mi atanu isi vena Na bolo abo mi do eva Anya boda je pe gbogbo abo mi wa bi do to nya ye pe gbogbo ela Amiaga tole apapa go titalo ba pepe ne beda pene gbenugo ma o aye gbogbo ta wa to mi na ni FM ne ma ya mi bede am keni mo Ya de kini mo ni da ke za ke me e bi lo to me gbo Kamiaga pinga
share, we are missing. Walibena, Yari Seke, Alokende, Jaramanani, Mama. Salam. It's a beautiful country. It's beautiful people.
Beautiful country with beautiful people indeed. Juma Mubarak, good morning and welcome to the Friday and final edition of the Truth Morning Devotion. The weekend edition, right? It's Friday, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Good morning and welcome. Hope you sleep well. When me party say it was pounding, you can say it's pounded. It's pounding. Where every rain can come. There was some heavy rains, up this end last night. I don't know how it was in your area, but I see a lot of report last night up to this morning. People and they talk about the rains and all. And hope say you did safe and your family did safe as well up to this morning. And especially people who live in riverine areas and disaster-prone areas. There's been no report yet of anything will happen, but I know where in come in the morning you go see, well, where place clear, you shall go begin see the pictures them and videos them of the Dorti. Today a World Environment Day. Now they across the world, country and the commit themselves to protecting the environment. Individuals, people, they commit to protecting the environment, because until we protect the environment, we're all in danger. Climate change, pollution, the things they do. So we don't see Samba gota, go pupuna Samba gota, pupuna then community gota then clean salon, go to we Dorti, all side, cut down trees, the mangrove, na Badin Creek. And all that, build around Guma Dam, build barrier, and all that. We actions them. We're going to get an exclusive conversation on what government they do, what local council they do, and what an individual, a citizen self they do for help, for keeping community clean, for faithfully people are not go ibdot in our young community, where we all able to do as a people. That's not much to ask for. We all able to do them. Today we all for commit, say we take action for protect the environment, preserve biodiversity, and ensure say we do the things same way. Not go put you all in danger. People the way they bill aside, they will not for bill. People them way they cut stick who sign off for cut stick. People the way they throw Dorti sign off for throw Dorti. We also make that commitment today. This Juma, this Friday, we should make that commitment as part of commemorating World Environment Day. But good morning and welcome, and thanks for joining us this morning. It's the final edition. It's Truth FM on 103.9. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and we partner radio stations them right across the country. They welcome on all we people them. We people in the diaspora, we people in the regions, we people in Freetown, western area, urban, western area, rural. People them over the water, over Funkia, people over Funkia, over people them na Conakry, over Lunge. I want to say very good morning to you and thanks for joining us. And it's always a pleasure. It's a blessing for there. We thank God for that. You need to take that for granted. For sleep and wake, na blessing. We tell God thank you for life. We tell God thank you for our life too. And we pray say Allah will continue for give you the energy and the strength and the well body for continue for come here and do the people's work. It's important. Now we all do this work. Now they do it together. We're almost coming to an here. To 1 year doing this, it's been a blessing. We're grateful, we're thankful for all the support. We're building a community, a family, and we appreciate that and hope say we will continue for day together and do continue for talk about the things and when are the right things and we all need for do as a citizen. We all get we own role for play for push this country go before. Not for left yesterday. I was there at an event and we were discussing and saying, no, this country we not for grease for left at the hands of politicians the more. We shouldn't, because the decision with the politicians and they make it affects me and you. Not only them, they might have the access, they might have the resources, for take care of themselves and their family. But generally, me and you not get them. So if we left everything at the hand, then it's a problem. And me and you get for suffer. Yeah. So in a country, people they get the government we then deserve. We government a reflection of we, not to people holding our government, not to alien them or not to other side and come on. Now me and you, now we community then come on. Now we family, now we go same school. Now the same, now Sierra Leoneans. Now Sierra Leoneans. Now a reflection of we, now how we they live. The people already now. I can always give the family as an example. Sometimes we picking come out, you see how they behave. We get this sense, say, now so the men and house. Now a reflection of in family. Now a reflection of in parents them, how the men are. Waiting then teach them for be. So that is how our government is. The government is a reflection of we, the people them. The people holding a government, now we people them, not to alien them. The people holding a them political party them, not to special species them or saying that special people that we God create. No. Now people them, now we brother them, now we sister them, now we paddy them, now we schoolmates them. Now we all, now a reflection of we. We political party then a reflection of we the people. We government now a reflection of we. Like they can say, the people they get the government they deserve because now the people they vote, the majority they vote for the government. So I can see people and they say, we now people they only pay attention. They social media all day, things that we not important now they talk about. Watch we government, watch we politician there. You see how they can behave? The thing that were important, the thing that were serious, they hardly talk about them. They hardly pay attention to them. So now, so we serve the people and we're a reflection. It's just me or yourself no more. It's a reflection. And I tell you, how we do so right now, if some man get power, now the same way they do. Because it's us. Now the people them, now they, I pray we get that awareness, man. We understand, say, power belongs to us. Now we they give people in power. Now we they make up them political party there. You see where the opposition get the lower level election recently. Now lower level, now community people them vote so. But from that side and the politics they begin. The people who they win election at that side and now a reflection of the community. Waiting and community wants, how the community they. Now they come up to national. And at them party then they prepare themselves for form government or the dinner government. And a reflection of we society, and a reflection of we. If man then a politics, then in community, take politics seriously, in how forget money pana. Now so they take them up, it can be minister or get position. Now so they if the people that we vote for on a lower level, now waiting to give them, they not vote for them based on substance. Now so now so say they can vote for a national election, say either it be president or it be honorable or it be council or it be mayor or whatever. Now a reflection. So what I can see people and they complain about social media, how now people live wiki easily. I can say man and they man can get power bank, then they work out power bank, just for power and phone for engagement on social media. And man don't care about the data. They don't complain about the data. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is with government, na a reflection of we the people them, and we they give power, with political party, then a reflection of we, how we not take things seriously. That's what they say that they take things seriously. If we take things seriously, wallahi, then they take things seriously. So this Juma, I pray say we get their understanding then they and understand we role and responsibility in a society. But let us start the devotion with prayers. Let's pray for ourselves, we pray for our country, pray for our leaders them, pray for we the people, let God make we better people. Yeah, it's important. Let God make we get wisdom and understanding. But let us pray. Join us in prayers this morning as we start the devotion.
Bismillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We begin with the recognition of the presence of Allah. Now we life them. We descend blessings and peace upon we beloved Rasul and upon all the prophets them. We come for guide mankind. We also descend peace to the one them we hold on to the rope of truth. We send peace to the one them we hold on to the rope of courage. And we send peace to the one them we centuries before and centuries to come the fight for establish the truth and justice in our society. We ask Allah for guide and protect we leader them. We ask Allah for bless them with wisdom will go be of benefit to society and to mankind as a whole. We ask Allah for bless the nation, for protect the nation against internal and external force. We ask Allah for protect the ordinary man, the vulnerable woman. We ask Allah for protect we all. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من عذاب القبر ومن عذاب الجهنم ومن عذاب الفتنة وممات ومن شر فتنة المسيح الدجال. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. اللهم إني أسألك العافية. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤود حفظهما ولا العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Father, in the name of Jesus, I want to thank you for the nation of Sierra Leone. I want to give you all the glory and honor and adoration. Lord, I thank you for your mercy upon this land, Sierra Leone. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your blessing. Thank you for your fruitfulness. Thank you for your love over the nation of Sierra Leone. Lord, I want to thank you also for the life of the President Madabio and his family. Thank you for his life. Thank you for all you are doing for his family. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for your grace upon his life. Thank you, Lord, for giving him the wisdom, knowledge, understanding how to rule the nation Sierra Leone. And Father, I want to thank you also for the government of Sierra Leone. I pray that you give them the grace, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding how to rule the nation Sierra Leone. I pray, oh God, for your empowerment over the government of Sierra Leone. I pray for your strength. I pray for your grace that will be sufficient for the government of Sierra Leone. I pray, oh God, that you uphold the government of Sierra Leone to train them, to build them up, to help them how to rule the nation of Sierra Leone. Father, I want to thank you. I want to bless you. I want to give you all the glory, honor, and adoration. This I ask through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. God bless.
We done the cry for so long. Papa do ya we done the pray, so today the time don't come for make you answer. We tire for past be and do. Papa do ya sorry for we, because we send na nonsense if we not get you presence. And if we been get drunk, we for don't fet for ourselves. But we not able, now you capable for pull we bandi skulala. The power you begin and the press. Do ya we need the pen for done? We done the kite. Do ya just make the rain for them? Can't help we love, so we go rise. Let we not suffer for the one them, where they dwell the country with their hand. We leaders them, please guide them, make them do good things from make we stand. For the land where we love, we sweet alone. Oh, we dey pray for Salome. Oh, Salome. We dey pray for Salome. Oh, Salome. Please, Salome. Where we want talk, then they watch we by the eye. Papa do ya pull we pan shame. Now for put mud for we case. Lemon, let's come on now we head. Do one for we picking them all. Cause if we been get trained, we for don't fet for ourselves. But we know
Think we for don't fit for we serve, but we don't. So on this Juma, on this Friday, we dey pray that you make we better people, you make we get wisdom and understanding, we're empowered, and we get consciousness and awareness, you know, that we all can play our parts and make this country a better place. You know, and yeah, amen, amen to them prayer then day, you know, and so you can say, as much as we can pray, we also for put in the work, for do the work, put in the effort, you know. Yeah, it's leadership and morality are inseparable, you know. For me on my own opinion, Dandy, I think say, people them way want be leader, or people them we get leadership, you know, forget moral values, forget things them way they stand for, things them way they accept, things them way they know they accept, things them way they know say wrong, and things them way they know say no, way they know say good, you know. And above all, and forget empathy, then forget sorry heart. Because if you get power, you get leadership in whatever capacity, you know, get sorry heart, you go always the bully people them way they under you. People them, either you they supervise them, either you they lead them in whatever way, you go always see them as people the way they under you. You know, go see them as people them way get the same kind respect where you get. You know, they see them as you company human beings. You always see them as you subordinate. And that only way you get compassion, you get sorry heart. Now you go get a mind, you go get an understanding. Say, no, we are all humans. We need to be expected, even though maybe we're all not at the same leadership level, but we're all humans. We all get one thing in common. We all want a better life. We all want to live happily. We all want dignity, But if you don't get down there, you always see other people them as, I know, left one and day, and so then go talk. Then go deal talk. I can see politicians and they tell salon people and say, una talk no more, una like for talk now, una get boku talk, una go deal talk. But that's who we are. We actually we as a people, we not get a common ground. We know they mobilize on a common interest. We need to look at the things and where they affect we directly, whether na ya, whether na yanda, and say, okay, we agree say there is, now we party in a power, but we forget a common ground on this. Or we agree say now we party in a opposition, but yeah, if we agree on this and support government on it, we not getting common ground in there. Especially with the people there. I've been part of groups, man. I can reflect back on my life. I can tell God thank you anyway. I've seen, I remember there was a time in this country, with all humility, I started a campaign for anti-corruption. No, it was not anti-corruption. It was parliament then for all people them way involved in Ebola, where the audit reports be mentioned by Ebola, for invite them and hold them accountable. APC was in power then. This remind me because I watched a video yesterday where somebody share where former President Nkrumah they say him be one people and say Ebola money na blood money. Yeah, I watched that video. Somebody share on our WhatsApp forum one day. So it take me mind back. I say, yeah, we've been get a cross party. So I started it. I actually started it. You can Google them. You go see them. We were going to do a petition, a citizens petition, for get parliament for us, because there was this argument between parliament and ACC then, between Honorable Ibrahim Bundu and Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara about who that get responsibility for handle the audit report on Ebola, who that for investigate. So parliament were saying the documents are the own force, then they scrutinize them. After they're done, then ACC can take over. So there was that big debate on media, on mainstream media. Then the mainstream media was popular, Radio Democracy, Star, AYV, we all been there around, and it was popular then. So we started a petition. Well, it was my idea, collectively with some other people. We started a petition. We begin write names, citizens say we they sign against the name. I remember we reached at one point, some people then begin pull out and say, no, we can't talk against the government. Then say they're not. They say they're not threatening. They're not telling. Say no, they're not for be part of that day. How them go can't talk against the government? So people then begin pull out. But we had a good number. I remember Marcella Samba she say was there, and a lot of other civil society people. We mobilized cuts across academia, civil society, young people, the media, we are the media then, But the point I'm making is we hardly get a common ground as citizens on something where they affect we all. Say, okay, let's have a common ground on waiting we for do. That same petition day, it was something I did as well under Francis Ben Kaifala. You can Google them and check. I did same. I think it was with COVID. It was with the COVID fund or something around corruption. I did same, but it was the same story. It was the same story. You get certain people will go come, then go pull you back, then go come, then join, then remove themselves because of the interest. But yeah, I just say we all can get to interested, but there's a bigger interest in this picture, we in the country. And until we the people will lie, until we get a common ground, politicians need to take we seriously. Until on a certain national issue, we don't need to be violent too. We for able to mobilize we safe. But unfortunately, Now the college them, trade na college them people and they able mobilize and get a common ground on certain things. Now the pressure group them whether SLTU, drivers union, civil society movement, sludge, bar association, you know, the organization and they all able come together and get a common ground. Say we interest this. If not fail, we the support drivers union for the government address issue when I fail because it affect we all. If na education, we the support SLTU, let government pay subvention, let government increase teacher and salary and the welfare because we picking and the benefit from them teacher they are. Collectively, you understand what I mean? If it's press freedom, SLTU, Bar Association, all the other organizations, then go support Sludge. Say yes, they're not for the arrest journalists and they're not for intimidate them. Because the journalists, then they help we for get information. You understand? So collectively, every other organization, pressure group, then they support themselves with their interest. That's what been there happen today. But we've lost that. You get vibrant National Union of Sierra Leone students, you get college leadership, the colleges, then they advocate for the student them for either fees, for social services, transports or whatever. But we don't lose all that, man. We don't lose all that in the society. Everybody they on their own. Everybody. And you know, the politician they don't penetrate power we so much that people can't stand up for things. People can't stand up. Everybody's suspicious about incumbent. Everybody thinks, you know how you day, how you day. And there's nothing wrong for there or there under. We can there, you there under, but we all get a common ground on issues the way they affect we all. And put them to we government. Say no, we think say una for address this. You know, today where Labour Congress they pull press release, man. The government and they say don't treat. If SLT they pull press release, you they get all the other body then they support them. Say yes, we agree. Una for support the teacher them. If issue come about press freedom, all the other people then go support Sludge. If issue come about the judiciary, lawyers them, everybody go support the lawyers them. But we've lost that. Every other institution has been infiltrated. Everybody not themselves no more. Everybody, and we need to help the government self. We need to help the government them. We need to make them effective. Wallahi, we need to make them effective. We need to shape national conversation. We need to hold at the highest level there, at collectives, as people. We not get common interest. Everybody in their own personal interest. We not get common interest where we all go collectively. Nothing violent, not so for be violent, not for be that way there. But I remember, man, I was part of Children's Forum. I was part of Voice of Children. China Siba now was our president then. We think then, Honorable Shalik Bujama was Minister of Social Welfare. I remember we were going to 8th floor. It was 8th floor at U building. But what's in the camp and picking business? Man, you see we vibrantly. There was a vibrant, even picking movement, picking leadership. It was very, 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 very vibrant for influence policies them where they affect picking them and all of that. But all that thing then they with man. We really get a lot for do. We can do it. There is nothing wrong for the people that belong to political parties or get their interest them. But there are things when a common ground. We forget a common ground as citizens, just like how the politician can get a common ground. You see the politician there, he can sit in a parliament, then he argue, then agree on something, then get a common ground. With tripartite, you see them go argue, see the opposition go meet with the president, then get a common ground, then get conversation, then agree. With the people them back, then organization they are. Because the organization and na public interest then they serve. We for able to get a common ground. Say, Papa government, now opposition this. Collectively. And when we do them collectively, government they take them serious. Wallahi, they take them serious. They sit on treat. They do it, man. But don't scatter. We all don't scatter. Like I say, a government is a reflection of in people. How we did, and so we government day. How we government day, and so we safe day. How we need to take things then serious, and so government say need to take we business then seriously. So, and if you really then take it serious, if you're able to take yourself serious. I don't give you the example of the home. It's like the home. If you begin and see you in the morning, you dey wake, you know they pray, you know care. So if you wake grab now for go and come no more. Now so then say they go and come, they not care. If you begin and you wake in the morning now for kutu, then say if now so then they kutu. Now what thing you teach them? What you show them? If you begin and see in the morning when you wake, you tidy up, you dey pray, then they learn them. See them get things them for do, then they do them. See they clean up, then they clean, then they grow up with that. But we all get a role for play. We get a responsibility for make this place a better place. Let make we government and take we seriously. So we say go take them seriously. But now we the people, now we get the power. Now they sing and dance and turn up, now we they vote. You know? Let's take the anthem and pledge quickly. We got stories and for can take briefly. Then we'll ever talk to a guest then this morning. This morning they talk to fellow. Grappre. We talk to me man Seal Harold Smith. The man where the champion, the cleanliness of Samba gutter, and the brother is doing a lot. So they can look at citizens' action and what we all can do for protect clean environment as well. We'll ever talk to our worship, the mayor of Freetown, on the effort for manage waste, and also the Dorti Must Go campaign with Freetown City Council Leone. We'll ever talk to the National Disaster Management Agency, their own efforts in cleaning drainages during the rainy season. And we also ever talk to the Environment Protection Agency, EPA. You know, EPA, they do a lot of work. So today we'll ever talk to the boss now, EPA. But this morning, before we do all the interviews, and they'll ever talk to a colleague na Saudi, Elijah Abubakar Ba, the Hajj don't end, and people in the travel, they return back, they don't begin return. So we'll ever get a brief update on that this morning at the program. But I'll take the pledge and anthem, we'll come back shortly.
I pledge my loyalty to my country, Sierra Leone. I vow to serve her faithfully at all times. I promise to defend her honor and good name always for our unity, peace, freedom, and prosperity. I put her interest above all else. So help me God. So help me God. Highly exalt thee when I'm next thee. Great is the love we have for thee. Family united, ever we stand, singing like praise, oh native land. We raise up hearts and our
know say we all tell of the past. Let we make come for the picking the wood the bone. Hey, no matter who you be, let we make some and a bit. No look say you follow, no follow. Who say you got the foot and a bit. No matter say you go, let we make some and a bit. No look say you follow, no follow. Who say you got the foot and a bit. So now we all, now we no never make it well. So now we all, now we no never make it well. Now we no fall on for good because we vex. Now we so care for suffer. Now we no fall on for good because we vex. Now we so care for suffer. Let we pledge we love and loyalty to we country Sierra Leone. Let we come together, let we walk as one for the better of Salone. Not to me, not to you, not everybody, for come together as one. So capital lawyer, Peter Trevor, let we make. So men the team in the local limba, let we make. Everybody come together, let we make. Salona we all, now let we make. We all know say we all turned on the past. Let we make come for the picking the wood the bones. Hey, I like it in Australia.
Indeed, I like you there, Australia. No matter how say you there, you know, Salomon. There is one thing where we all get in common. I remember it was a cold evening. I think that was in 2022. Come on, UK. I go US. I go New York. I fly direct to go New York from London for me to. I come on at the train. You know, New York and get this perfect, nice train system from the airport. And they go downtown and this somebody called me no more. Lamrana. I was like, hey, Salomon, you know, the guy come, we hug, like we've known ourselves for I don't know when. But yeah, we share something in common. I know ever Sabiam, he know me. But I am the Leone and he is. And we share that in common. We tell ado and we talk nice, you know. Share contact. Like people who've known themselves for ages, you know, what I mean. So no matter outside we did, no matter outside you did, Salomon go sing company Salomon's on side. He go shout. As you talk, you don't connect. They connect. They say, this not me person, this not me person. So no matter outside we did, there's one thing where we all share in common. We say Leonianness. We are all Sierra Leoneans. We are one people. Like passports, they need the right say this man is Salomon pass this man. Oh. They need the right which tribe you belong to. They need the right which region you come out to. No, you don't get that detail there. Nah, which country Sierra Leonean. Nah, indeed. So they should say we all get, apart from the regions, we tribe and any other thing, we all get one thing where we share in common. That we Sierra Leoneanness. We all are the same people. We all are the same people. And we for all that tight. And we for agree and accept, say, not by accident, to now destiny. Umaru writes something some time ago. He say, you know, parents can choose whose side and they born them picking. They can choose whose side they even want conceive the picking. You know what I mean? But the picking can't choose whose side them for born them. We all not go choose whose side and they born we not able, we not get that power there for choose whose side them for born we. The parents can choose, say, okay, you go travel. You go travel, go UK, go US, go born there. You go there and now they go born here. But the picking not get that power there. You know? Picking not get the power. And we can choose who that for be with wife, or go choose who that go be with husband. But not they choose who that they be with papa or mama. No, you don't. You don't get that power there for choose who that they born you, who that go be your mama or your papa. So it's not by accident, it's destiny. We are Sierra Leoneans. There are things way for bring we can together. There are so many things where they bring we can together than the things same way they divide we. So many things. And we the people shouldn't allow politicians to divide us. Then I don't tell you about a theory, right? That you get politicians where most times what thing then they do is then they wait things and they happen, then they come. Now censorship don't reduce to a very large extent. But what the politician then they do for confuse and distract, then they put plenty information online. Plenty information. And then get to know the people and for begin talk about that and the waiting then they do. Forget about the things that they affect to ourselves. That's how we are easily distracted. Like I say, with government is a reflection of us, and we are a reflection of our government. If we not take ourselves seriously, people in our power, they not take we seriously. May we get the wisdom and understanding and the awareness on this Juma. Say, we forget a common ground. We forget something where we all they agree say we do. Like all environments today, now community. What are we doing collectively? What do they do for keep we environment and we community clean? What do we do? What in our effort, individual effort? Let's take that Sergeant dream. We still the dream, man. Let's take that Sergeant dream about Salon. We can talk quickly to Alhaji Abubakar Ba. Then we go talk to Cyril, they between our studio already. We can introduce her. They get a special introduction. But let's take Alhaji Abubakar Ba. Let me take the music first. They will try to connect to Alhaji Abubakar Ba this morning.
This is promotional scene. This is a promotional scene. Beating stacks, citizen radio. Who that go be the next president? This the way you came to God the past me. Imagine Salon after 2007. To God just like this. On citizen radio, that's so the place guys. If you see the host, they will leave fine. We guy not go believe this hits them a gold. What's in a hit? The gave up. What's in a money? No control. All man hits them a gold. Nobody not get baggage. Nobody not the day. Nobody not the thief. Anti-corruption not there. Nobody not the commit crimes. Yes, man they keep the money in a ground. They go, it can be pick and back. Man they play to God, one for one. Yeah, we angel like he can down. He come in and go back. Muslim they pray in a church. Christian they pray in a box. Nobody not the sick. Nobody not they die. What's in a golden diamond? Now they take for five grand. What's in a Hummer limousine? Inside they remember. You heard me work for Pani. If I be no, I know it. As I open your soon, and the story is fast for the team. I get one fight with mommy country. So we say back 2007. So don't go tell
Indeed, 2007 Salon go turn like heaven. Walk there, go there, lights go there, water go there. We're still asking for the same things. Imagine 2007. So if you born picking 2007, by 2028, that picking they go down over 20 years or 20 years. So imagine that picking they don't inside two governments. We're not able to provide what light for them. Sufficient light, yes. We're not able to provide light for them. We're not able to get water as well. Logo on with video call quickly. Let me join Alhaji Abubakar Ba. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, Koto.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother Ahmad Lamrana Ba. Good morning, Juma Mubarak to you and all the followers on this platform.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. Alhaji, what's the updates? We see you share some updates yesterday about the pilgrims completing all the rites and also getting ready for return home. Who's they presently?
Well, as I talk to you right now, the pilgrims are still in Makkah. Some of them yesterday, we don't get with Sierra Leone brothers and sisters who come up from the United States for the Hajj this year, don't begin return. A total of 200 Sierra Leone and diaspora pilgrims from the United States been participating in the 1447-2026 Hajj. Yesterday, we don't get 142 we don't return. And the second batch, they 58 don't left, then go left today in the evening. Oguna the King Abdulaziz International Hajj Terminal Airport go left back to the States. So for the Sierra Leoneans, they're still there. They don't have one more Hajj, right, when they for doing on the farewell tower, when they go do on the Kaaba, then they go likely do for the one day when on the first batch, then go do tonight. As then say we left 6 a.m. Saudi time, when like 3 o'clock saloon time here and that, then we go to the King Abdulaziz International Airport, Hajj Terminal, for the part of Freetown. So first batch they left on the 6th, second batch go left on the 7th, and the third and final batch from Sierra Leone go left on the 9th. Meanwhile, for the other pilgrims across the world from the other various countries like UK, and Europe, then say we get different dates. Like for UK, they left on the 6th and 7th.
Okay.
So that's are the updates right now.
So, but everybody they intact, right? When I get account for every other pilgrim, either from the diaspora and Salon, we go under this batch for perform the 2026 pilgrimage.
Yes, Lamrana. All the pilgrims are accounted for at the interview. Check Abdul Taifan, check Taifan Abbas Masakwe, when one of the members of the task force in charge of operations. He tell me, say, apart from that elderly man from the Gambia, we been passed away, all the pilgrims in the fair run well, and no one all lost. And if the one we been go missing, they able to get them back there. All of them are accounted for. They all the fair run well. And if they don't buy now, the Haja Alaji, the woman don't buy again. In suitcase, don't buy stuff for them now for send they send for everybody. Then and in fact, them at the hotel they right now that they talk to you. For the first batch they left tomorrow, they don't wrap their luggage there now and go write all my name by luggage, tag them, put in phone number and who say I come up from, for make sure say where they reach again, it go easily each Haja and Alhaji will be able to locate and identify in route. So that's not the current situation right now here.
Okay, so for reiterate again, that picture we been they go around, say one woman when I say Leone and as part of the pilgrims from Salon die. That is, she's not from Sierra Leone, right?
Well, it could be maybe she's from Sierra Leone or not from Sierra Leone. But what I want to make clear, say all the pilgrims away come under the Salon contingent from way coordinated by presidential task force on Hajj camp from Hajj this year. We don't get no female pilgrim we pass away now. We don't get no female casualty. This story of this moment, Mariama Bangura we pass away now. Yeah, maybe sometimes it come privately. For camp perform not under Salon contingent or it come under other country. But as far as the records show here, no Sierra Leonean female pilgrim not pass away. We they inform the embassy. I'll give an example, Amran. I know say 2024 we get a tragedy in our Sierra Leonean brothers from the United States. They come, they not be counted under the Salon contingent. They come under different agents. Them where they get a fake visa for Hajj, they not be performed. But even though when Sierra Leone pass away, the Saudis then be informed the embassy, and the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Haji Kelaifa, be interviewed on that. He go attend the funeral rites. Even though they not counted the Salon, but because they get Sierra Leone and traced, Sierra Leone was informed. But as far as we concerned, and until now they talk to you, so we don't get no report from the Saudis say a Sierra Leonean female pilgrim can perform Hajj, get cardiac and pass away. That's not true, sir.
Okay. Well, thanks for that update today. It's very important for Louis clarify that. But also, waiting I want to ask Alaji, waiting are some of the improvements with this year Hajj because we see every other term the process they look so seamless. Like I said the other day, me don't get two parents, then we don't involve in the Hajj, and I know how much it went seamlessly for them. But waiting on some of the improvements and the things and way they get better as people and they continue for perform the pilgrimage.
Yeah, Ahmad Lamrana. One thing for no Hajj generally not we get to challenge, I make most time they say wait for the Hajj like they say if finally come when you're young. If they come with your parents you don't hold, make sure if I get you counter. Hajj itself like challenge, but like what you mentioned, every year the Hajj they improve. The leadership of the task force, His Excellency President Dr. Julius Madabio, established since 2018, supervised by the Honorable Vice President Dr. Mohamed Judah Jallo. They try every year for improve on the Hajj. And since 2018 to now, we don't see a way where pilgrims and the car Hajj, they know can't strand and lungi, they're not able to perform the Hajj. That has been addressed. And one good thing this year where the task force really able to do, way different from the previous years, is that all the pilgrims, the coordination where they do, starting from the home base where come out Sierra Leone, and the one from the diaspora who are cover Medina where they land. all of them arrived at the shores a week to the Hajj itself. They get time for praying at the Prophet in mosque and perform ziyarah yanda, and they come to Makkah, we not in a hurry, and they will do the Umrah successfully, then stay some time before going to Mina, where the Hajj right starts. So that's really a great improvement, a plus to us as Sierra Leoneans to also be proud, irrespective of political ideologies. We will be proud as Sierra Leoneans. And secondly, the area of the movement to Arafah, that's be very easy and simple. We reach yonder, we not encounter traffic. The pilgrims are able, they did and perform the rites. And it seems when Muzdalifah, they lost and found where they get lots of pilgrims where they go missing. This year we'll get a difference, and that's again at the support of the Saudi authorities, now the Minister of Hajj and Umrah. They don't improve on that. Where now the Nusuko and the queue, that's where they hang like when like an eye the way you put it, then get something the way they scan. Like if a pilgrim go missing now, as a police officer or a Saudi somebody we know scan them. If they know this pilgrim, yeah, whose contingent he come under, and whose nationality, and whose hotel he put up. Like when the pilgrims they reach any hotel, like from Medina onto Makkah, then they ensure the soup there. Then go down to receive them at the pilgrims and they scan all to them, they align with the hotel in name. Same way so na Makkah now. So now make any pilgrim go missing now easy for tracker. Not like before when at the phone number they go call and say, hey, so person there now, also on a hotel, they will send the location. Now from the Nusuk, they go able to tag the full software system, they go able to know whose hotel is pilgrim there. So it has been really easy. I make even the few pilgrims will be missing a Muzdalifah for Camina. We will get them back, and in fact, Sunday before they reach the hotel, the officers they know instructed they call them at the hotel side they put up. So that has been about the other issue now. We really done a challenge. Now Mina, we say the pilgrims Mina not that big, and the pilgrims imagine all over the world, over 1.7 million people can Hajj. So that's a challenge. Like for instance, if you want to go use the bathroom, you got to stand in a queue. And Yana, for not talk about status. First you do that day before you go say, okay, this na old pa or na mamila Allah you supposed to go. That is discretionary. Or something this na big man, na minister or this and that, or na ambassador. You go join the queue. So then the hotel, the Mina side, we said the pilgrims they camp for 3 days, and then a part of the rites of the Hajj. Then they really challenging. And the weather back now, easy for the pilgrims and like for Waka for go do the stoning. So then the challenge way that they really in natural most times, but the Saudis them they look at for saying they will improve on the Mina side or maybe try for build maybe two-story structures them like the place they way consider that will help for elevate the crowd system and way of using like the bathroom, and that kind of thing. So that's the challenge where every year they will witness some Mina during the Hajj.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. But when people
then another thing, the food. Another thing, Lambrana, the food side.
Okay.
The food, with Sierra Leone brothers and sisters, they are used to this cassava leaf, they always raise us concern. Even before they left Freetown, BP be tell them, say, let them not expect, say they will get that tonight. So then they raise concern, say, then one for let them incorporate or bring in the local content. Now we get with Sierra Leone and sister, they always have the cookie under, well, then bring them on board, they work with the Saudis, where they go, they prepare the food now. We're doing hard during the camp, they go down count the stuff them, like tuna, pepper, Maggi. We all Maggi they eat and not to the same the Saudi they eat. So they count some cassava leaf, potato leaf. So at least once they go to get now. So they are raising that concern. And yesterday even in discussion, post Dr. Dokal, Dr. Ibrahim Ba, when head of rituals for the Hajj, and this brother from UK when the Hajj coordinator the Sadu. Then they raise that concern. Then Dr. Dokal said they will look into that for see if there is possibility for the next year Hajj or previous coming Hajj. Because then say then one for the real thing, then they listen to the pilgrims them, and then one for see if that will possible. They will discuss with the Saudis. If that possible, they're ready for that.
Okay. So when
but basically they feed them 3 times per day.
When people in a salon for expect them family members them for return home.
Yeah, very good question, my brother. I asked Dr. Doka yesterday. First party they left on the 6th tomorrow, and the time for Araba and I say at 2 a.m. na Lunge Airport. But when they reach 2 a.m., so they get for do check-in and then stuff, and they forget and luggage them. So they expect the relatives that wait na Ferry Junction. They say from there they go put them at the ferry come na ferry terminal na Ferry Junction, and na they for go receive them, they will judge them. You will get for go receive the Al-Hajj or Hajjah, on the 6th of June, in the morning hours, if you go by the ferry terminal, maybe 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, or see if you go receive the pay, because then go left you on the 6th very early and we will reach at 2 a.m. salon time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alaji, for speaking to us. We will keep an eye on the arrival as well and possibly cover them as we people in the region. Thank you so much for giving us the update from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That na Alaji Abubakar Ba, the information attaché na the Salon Embassy na the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, been give updates about the people in Leone and some we go pilgrimage this year, where they prepare now for return. Some na the diaspora and some na Freetown. Yeah. We'll take a quick commercial break. We can talk to a man, Cyril Smith, the journalist and advocate. Now they try for keep Samba gutter clean. Continue for stay with you. Not going to say we can get a very interesting conversation. Continue for stay with you.
Are you tired of waiting in long lines at the bank? Say hello to OmniLite, your ultimate banking solution from EcoBank. With OmniLite, managing your finances has never been easier. Here's why. OmniLite allows you to enjoy easy access to your account information across multiple countries. Monitor your accounts in real time from the comfort of your home or office. Rest assured, with OmniLite, all your online transactions are guaranteed secure. Do you need to transfer funds? No problem. Whether it's domestic or international, OmniLite has got you covered. Make multiple payments effortlessly with our convenient multiple transfer service. And paying bills is a breeze with Quick Bill Pay. Plus, schedule future payments hassle-free with standing order. Want a checkbook? Just request it on OmniLite and it'll be delivered to your doorstep within 10 working days. Experience the convenience and efficiency of OmniLite today. Visit us online or at your nearest EcoBank branch to learn more. A better way, a better Africa.
When starting your day, getting fit is the first step. When the hustle starts, nothing should stall you. When it's time to plan your future, saving should be easy. When you're ready to expand, no room for excuses. When your child needs relief, waiting isn't an option. And if it's you asking, no isn't an answer. Because for us, when it comes to banking, it's all about you.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who knows service matters. Conex Fuel, a litre is a litre, every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex Fuel Card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces, every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets, always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Get your Cornex Fuel Card today.
Flexible data and voice plans them we go fit you lifestyle. Try the Colat Mini for just 70 Leone and get 2.5 Mbps speed for 7 days. You can need data anytime. Your bundle they give you fast internet anytime you day. For you can prefer customized plan. Your own bundle they make you select the exact data and voice package where you need. Find the best data and voice option now on Max it. Download the app and stay connected.
Welcome back. This is the Truth Morning Devotion on Truth FM 103.9. We broadcast live from the studios na Ilcott na Freetown. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And we're on with partner radio stations and right across the country. Thanks to colleagues in the regions where they connect to every other weekly morning so that people in them part and in the country can understand what you talk about in this program. I guess somebody, but before I introduce her, they ring the bell first. Now that way they had to introduce her. Seal Aaron Smith. Well, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much, my brother.
How has it been? How has it been?
It's not really easy, but we thank God for the grace of God.
Okay, thanks for accepting this invitation and agreeing for talk.
It's a pleasure, brother.
Yes. Before I can talk to you, watch this video quickly. Watch this video for set the context on which we can talk about. Today, a World Environment Day, by the way, not forget. So we set the context for can get a conversation with Cyril and waiting it on they do, na Freetown and this for this country generally. Watch this video.
No, tell me. No, left arm. You can't tell me that government got. And mind you, how you saw the video, you saw the post them. So now we continue. Tell me back that government got her. No, just continue. You the ask what you do. That plastic bag where you eat down first, you don't know what you do. Not so that you come up, someone can't throw it. Fine, now you have to throw it. Hey, wait, now you have to throw it. Okay, not of our side you did. So you're not the T-box. Why you come for country to Tinaya? Why you come for country to Tinaya? Now throw away, you can't throw away. When they pay you for Dorti, not to bomb for care and go. Okay, now I used to do this so now they surround you, they clean from up here and take go down. Fellow, they clean from up there Samba go to take go down. This is someone. Hey, shut up. It comes out somewhere else, he go to the trade and pay for. It just come direct, he end the back first of the gutter. As if philosophy people are not a sham, it take a turn inside the Samba gutter. This is the salon. Why no one salon for Meche? Just bail all team, full up your bag with some back. Full up them. So Yada, you don't come back begin to get Dorti no so. Yada, you don't come back begin to get Dorti no so. You don't come back no so. You don't come back no so. Good.
Of course, me fumble them and all I do. I know say on all go surprise or see such kind of thing like this. Where they happen at the Upper West Brook Street, Richard Street, go up to Nimbana Streets. The land road they say we love, the land that we love, Sierra Leone. This now as a result of Dorti resident them, we sit down for they use the angle of them scrap vehicle that we park now in the line of street garage, legal street garages. We make people and they able and through na the corner of them motorcar there for dump the Samba gutter. And as soon as they say right now, mosquito don't take over. Look all the scrap vehicles them. SLRSA, Sierra Leone Police. This now a responsibility, City Council. This now a responsibility as soon as they see even abandoned vehicles them all hang over the gutter when I also all people and they use for sheets. As soon as they see this Dorti not they ever move, look grumpy all the pass right into the Samba gutter just because of why the Dorti don't stop and the water not able to push them or go down to the Kubi. Now all thing government go do, why Salon people and they behave lawlessly, why people learn, they do the right thing under the civic education. As soon as go see.
Well, that's the man who get na the studio. thing we don't they do for keep Samba gutter clean, the environment clean, the community way they. And I get for land this morning say don't fix CCTV camera around this. See how this start? How we don't show some video from where you start long ago.
Yeah.
You know? How you come about for do this?
One way we inspire me for take up this fight against indiscipline, filthiness, because inside indiscipline there are categories. Filthiness, they inside like the one the way they come publicly can toilet na the gutter, you know, people them whereby they get bigos them, they're not even able for pay the cats, clean saloon boy them for take them dirty to the dump inside, but rather than publicly they take them, nanny them, send them, go dump na the gutter. These are all lawlessness. So when I find out, say me and the community, they get some very serious challenges because for Sierra Leone, everything embedded into politics. So I don't take it light with them. I can tell them, so now prepare for me na net, I get the Holy Ghost for now. You know, yes. I know say Christmas, no, they will better, they better. And I can tell, excuse me for language, I can, when I'm ready for that, I can tell her, I say, look here, I don't want to say a girl trust, or I don't want to say a girl miscarry. I'm not ready to let you guys go. So, I press on the police, the SLRA said the city council, they clear all the abandoned vehicles that have been there at first, because now they them be the car hang, then go thief motorcar parts them. Even then they intrude on my compound and they can and thief me motorcar will covers them. Then they go then jump me fence go inside, thief me building materials them. You know, those are some of the things. So I was left with no option. I said, there were one say that people say mama no go sleep, una say no go sleep. So I rage war against lawlessness in the community everywhere. Just for let something be done in an orderly manner. Then they come, they bobo them, they trade, then they come like then the toilet na the gutter, then they cut people motorcar cable them. Then do unto one fellow way I see. And that man, you know, you can imagine when somebody don't stress, then the man they not fine. Then we big brother them, then thief it, then go cut him motorcar cable them. But other man they cry, I feel bad.
So for you, it was not just Samba gutter.
No.
It was because I
it's
remember
cut across.
It happened. It started with thief.
Yes.
Then guy they with the thief.
Yes.
Begin lay ambush for the alley. They catch them and expose them.
Yes.
And it came about the issue of indiscipline, lawlessness, and Samba gutter coming.
Yes.
How much support you don't get from the community in doing this?
I don't need their support because they will never support positive things. Then just, in fact, let me tell you now, I haven't been on go anti-corruption. We get a tank in the community whereby then they get free borehole water from PPASL. For over 8 years, they never, communicated that thing to community level. The money was embezzled by one person. You know, they have their cabal. So when I discover this thing, I take this matter up to anti-corruption for investigation. Then somebody come with, I've been old one boy by the name of Seal. Publicly, he can't wait in the gutter, and I rage war against him on that day for like clear the gutter. Publicly, Tinapi cost President Bio Mama. I said, no, this is lawlessness. Not to President Bio saying if you can't wait So I waited for him at 11 p.m. Nanetwe, don't forget. Luckily, the time when I come for Ulam, it just don't pull in box and woman inside. Now Duran come on do with police them and go.
So you do citizens arrest?
Oh, yes, because you must take the bull by the horn to stop lawlessness. So that one later, this man come for apologize to me. He come impersonate as the sitting APC councillor. I even call him to a meeting. Say, being that now don't clear this road, we have to decongest Sanders Street and Kuto Road because we they see VIPs and go on pass. Bearing the go, you see people in the Kankuto Road Market and the Can Supermarket, that road is totally jam-packed. So with this Ambago Road, as you can see the wideness of that place, and I want people to come there and see. I said then, let we try for do this road, whereby we could get hours parking space for people that will generate community support, and the government self will get. Just imagine if you slap that Samba Gota from that Dong side can to that Nimbana street. It go take over 50 cars the way go the park.
Yeah.
We go decongest that Sanda street and Kuto Road. Later I get for can find out that this guy is not a sitting councillor. He impersonates. Oh yes. He's Alaji Umar Sise. He resides at Kuto Road. Before later the real councillor show up with now one councillor 2 late for the government to have in Peking. Then I tell her, I say, look here, this has nothing to do with APC and SLPP. This has to do with the country at large.
And the community development.
Very well. I said, so now what we're going to do, calmly we do a project proposal for right to all supermarket them, invite them to a meeting, get SLRA, because maybe don't go SLRA, they don't can survey the place for do that roadie. But just that when they can say people and they will not let God business, then just believe in the Satan world. They reluctantly don't want to accept positivity.
So, see, the people the way they come to Dorti and the people the way they do thing them we get for do it in discipline and lawlessness and that. Not so strangers them, not people in the community.
But you get people within the community look like one bobo. I don't know. I think you don't see that video. The one bobo. Not to Kelfala, and then at the community.
Kelfala na the community.
Yeah, so now what I'm doing them, you know what they do there now? I get book now they write your own names.
So they register them.
And they register them.
And the address is a video.
As a video host. In fact, they don't get host, bro. Pass we register down there as Nimbana Street, Upper Westbrook Street, Richard Street Junction. Look at me other bobo Aziz.
Aziz, yes.
Aziz get Kistorios when people ain't get. He left the Kistorios, now got I come. So you have to discourage these guys.
Yeah.
Whether by hook or by crook.
Yeah.
Another fellow, you see that building where they say, I don't they call council for years. One side way a video near that powerhouse. You can imagine that place that will begin by 1 room. Now we don't extend that place. Up to 2 rooms, parlor. A very tight corner now, they obstruct pedestrian enough for use that road. Then they smoke drugs within that place. Then it costs people within that side. So then they can't let the complaint to me. I can tell her, I say, look, I'm not the councillor. I'm not the honorable member of parliament here. I'm doing my own community service. But at some point, let me too have my rest.
Yeah.
Then they go and they thief people. You know, like that Samba Gota, now a very dangerous place where people they don't know. Because when you thief from any of the community within, when you see you pass that Samba Gota, they go take Kubi.
Yeah. Now streets.
Now street road. It gets some cobalt under. And you not go say the father thief my under. And they see them. We are 2 in the morning. I'm not able to sleep because what you do, the community is not safe. And the community hypocrisy don't make everything the deal.
So, now this that community, then are they you born?
Well, I born there, I left there.
Then you come.
I come back.
And you see this as community service.
Oh yes.
How much support you they get from? I know that community get religious leaders and get traditional leaders. And like you mentioned, there's councillor,
yes,
a member of parliament,
yes,
even though not PR and this thing now. But leadership there, you must get youth leader. You must get that thing in there. How much
Let me
support?
make my point clearly to you, Brother Lamana. These people where you they talk about so. You know, I can even they tell them, say, let them pray God, let me and they not meet up now waiting hall for go heaven or hell. Now me they send them go hell.
Why?
Because they are not up to expectation. They have already been embedded into bad politics. Nobody support their rule. Let me tell you, I go tell you, say, a past councillor, don't think that go to the peace. I video am. Because you for be a role model.
Yeah.
You get your motorcar, carry on a decent garage, they can't park your motorcar at treats, then they hope you bonnet today. That's lawlessness. You call yourself, even if you are a past councillor, maintain discipline. Now, if I tell you, I got one pole way around the site, we think that's Standard Street, Priscilla Street Junction. The one way pole not for the rates. Blackout now like your passport we not they expire. Right? Then that pole day, we don't watch them. I don't watch them. What about the day Father forgive that pole they can cut if for them? You know they only think about the cable length, but you don't know the kind gravity at which that damage go cause. Vehicular movement go there, pedestrian movement go there, houses then they we think that side, then that kind of way where that pole gets serious high tension cable length. These are things people they need for see before time.
Yeah.
You don't wait until the thing happen. You prevent something before you cure them.
What in Samba gutter mean to you?
Samba gutter one na be an hygiene place whereby during weekdays they will go up. Now so with dry season you dey spread mat inside there, you dey lay down there, you dey sleep, bruh. Now so we been dey play ball. That be very decent place. Now behind this harmful drugs in this country, you see now then they can and they pull them bricks and then they go sell and give a command them for them bakery. If you watch the gutter, they clear bricks and they sell them. These are all the things that make us tap my foot down very hard on them. Not for encourage nobody for but today. Then they can't amuse and now they cost me right now they're about for search me camera for look for somebody and say can't be the more they use abusive languages them. As I get that video I defend them.
So then they threaten you.
Oh yes. Yes.
The people them way you they try, but again I'm surprised at how the community not they see you as somebody where they play this role for, because that first video where you show, then when you started, mosquito, the Dorti know they move, mosquito they breed, they affect people in the community, and you see that you say no, this is not right.
My brother, you go shock for no say we been get some go and pick the underway don't mature like then 3-month-old monkey, then they run out of all go inside so go catch and big fall not to picking for them.
but you don't able to achieve a lot.
Oh yes.
Right?
Oh yes.
You go say that
yes, of course.
Samba gutter is part of the national conversation for sanitation and waste management. You feel fulfilled and think so you don't achieve a lot for put Samba gutter on the spotlight or protect them from
good thing at the
shit and waste.
Yes, the good thing about Samba gutter on the 25th of April 2026. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. William Fayaselu, visited that place. The Chief Administrator of Freetown City Council, Tom Farmer, visited that place. And other senior police officers, over 300 of them, cleaned that gutter together with Fire Force Bowser. Well, that Samba gutter did not ever get that opportunity for left Fire Force Wataka Wasam. But then just look at it and tell me, say, East in Ginkwater load wrong. After that kind facility we'll get, we should come back again. There one day with the white Maggie Kukrika left under the gutter. No, you no go shit day. Not they for shit? No.
So where Kelfala?
Kelfala day.
Aziz.
They all balance me.
But you still in a world environment there where they talk about your role as a citizen and community service. How you think say we can escalate this? You know, you don't be a model. The videos the way they do it, they share. Nah, you TikTok account, people and they collect some, share them around. They inspire other people and for community. What do you think say other people and need for do for protect places them where they get like some bagotan in the community?
Yes, one thing will for be the responsibility of Sierra Leoneans at large. Don't wait for government to do something for you when you know you can do it by yourself. Preventing your community, you don't set a mark whereby for you yourself good health condition and for others. Right? Like yesterday, I've been a drive towards the east. I see now the bobo in the middle, the road, and they drop the bags there. That is not an hygiene. It is totally wrong for us as a nation. And when you look at some of them, and they again, even to the one way they get the Dorti, they are contributing factors. Because you know, so this not get cut and not get push cut, then you take Dorti, you give them. Please alone, I trade Dorti. I can just tell them, hey, shut up and go down. Let me don't hear you. You the trade Dorti, you say the trade Dorti. Now people also they go left farm. If you watch one video where I've been target one bobo, I say you know the pass here. I say now you just get they go. How you go come out from Shaka Stephen Street angle? You say they go with Dorti and Richard Street. Now they the Bomede. Why can't you use the Kuto Road exit and go to Bome? So those are the things whereby technicality people don't know. But for me, I know say technically when I target
the area.
I know the area.
I know say technically when I target you, say I saw you they go. You know say I don't defeat you.
Yeah.
We go argue no more, but you they go.
Mm.
You they go. And one thing where people can be worried at me over, my wife is a senior police officer.
Oh, okay.
And then for me, so me modelo in Kinsena Congo and lock up. Now they meet up now.
Oh, you know the Congo side.
You know the Congo side, wife na the lock up.
So outside thing happen, he go come and carry.
Very well.
Yeah.
We dey augment ourselves in the positive way for make sure that we
Yeah.
set a legacy in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me watch this video quickly. Let me watch this other video quickly.
You dey beg no so? You dey beg not so? You dey beg? You're not gonna latch in other side because them beat us in so you can't beat you some out you don't. No so? No so? Una get for left for shit here. Yeah, una must left for shit here. Aziz. Aziz. Okay. Who's kind Dorti like this, Pauna? How not like this one? Now, Samba they do so. What you they do so? What you they do so? Now you can see they useless here. Now you can see. Now you Latin this. Can't go police no. No, can't go police with you stupid cyber. I say, hey. Where I'm back. Got. Yeah? Fellow. Not to breakfast, you can take na Samba got in the morning. You know the shit here. And realizing you on video. Just where I'm back and come here. Ali money all and that's all na the count of surprise you got out sheets. Bra beg no dey na yasu, gap na yasu. Wait, you know see one sheet na the gutter. Esam. Hey, let we go. Line up. Get out. Move. You don't know how they be you the kill. Get out. You are too lawless, Una. I say grab. You are not for seats. No, listen, you are not for seats. When they say free quality education, and not say free Samba got sitting. Where am come here? Come here, you know the shit here. Get out of our shit. It's because I say free quality education, so I forget free teaching center. Yeah, you know the shit here. Come out inside it. Come on. Yeah, you know the shit here. Sit London to me. Fellow. You don't know say you too big for can't join. You don't know that? Big man as you are. You they can't sit that Samba got you say the water they go. Kelfala, you again. You make like na something defend. I they expect much from you. And you are Sabina on the post, so I go left for 6 here. No, listen, welcome. I don't need you to say out. You again. So where I'm back. I see the police go, so where I'm back and get out of that gutter. Yeah, you know the shit here. Yeah? I see the police go.
So this them video, yeah, see it. How you they put them together?
Well,
you can film and put them online, right?
Yes.
You just film the person and put them online.
Yes.
You know, Samba got on a long stretch.
Yeah, it starts from PWD.
Yeah. Up
Pademba
Road Junction. Yeah,
right.
Then
right from Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Down to Kube.
So you check that all stretch there.
Oh yes, I monitor all of those.
Yeah, because the video they show different areas them, not just one specific side.
Yes.
What's your Arsenal? Arsenal fans are not glad with you.
No, yes, they're not glad.
And so you're a Manchester fan.
Oh yes, very well for sure. But let me tell you one thing.
some certain thing the way I can put seriousness, but for each distress of people, I can put comedy inside.
Yeah.
So when them beat us, and then self come for can beat Samba, I got an agree. They no can give you 2 beats.
Yeah, but yeah, Aziz, Kelfala,
Yeah.
you know man, they're community man.
Yeah.
You know them.
Yeah.
Aziz, now Kelfala, I tell you, they expect much from, right?
Yes.
Oh, where Kelfala, they around?
It is. But then no say where they can do that and they make like a forget about the whole day. Because you need to set precedent. Let them know. In fact, not to one. Even that boy, that way you be see the thunder Dorti. So I mean, all like recently. But what thing happen at the only boy down there, I see the Christian and net well.
Okay.
Forgot to Dorti the well. But when you hold on me, they make say Chris. Ain't I be one boy for so be they go na me, say they go thief me bulb na me veranda. Now I go meet her one. I say if I lost one for me bulb, they give me a go get problem. Now me bulb they left for loss over many years now. I know them.
Yeah.
The other one and they recently way then go thief people back call them. You can imagine you they look single parent where they strike hard. Then they call me and say, can't touch me cool. Now they all two come out and go thief. I meet them tie them one and day. Now me take the care and go central. And let you know how criminal do. When they reach central, when I swear them tie we. Now it's not so thief when I go thief. When I just shut up. Too much of this, condoling the damage a whole nation.
Yeah.
Too much of concentration of party business. It damage a whole nation. When at that Sierra Leone don't reach to so. Dan na APC board no do and this. No. Dan na SLP board. No. The law has no respect for anyone. And no one is above the law. We all get for work through the law. The ambit of the law. If we want Sierra Leone to go before, if we want Sierra Leone to be a paradise, we must take.
How much support you get from law enforcement? Say the police mostly.
Of course, I go commend Central Police to start with. Even 3-4 days ago, one boy can shit na the gutter, then 2. The other one is saying was in food. The other one is say not something for done hand. But I mean you trust this they don't you hang na the gutter the shit. You say you can find something. I don't know if na the shit in key na in-laws. They was wanted to attack me again. I call on Central Police and they were swiftly on time, but by then the 2 guys don't get disappear. So what I did, I don't send them video them to police and I dey monitor for offend them.
So that book you get with the right name, what you can use them for?
That book dey now like whenever if you don't run away, the day I see you, you dey to the time we been kind of the gutter.
You hear my call?
Oh yeah, they my call. Now there they take call you.
So you dey remind us say you been on kaya.
Yes,
like
and I be this, now be you time this. And I be you motion this. So I know say what holy if I dey go court if I know they miss you.
I see the other guy they say this na cyber you dey do so.
In we can do cyber cheating.
I see. Yeah, but you can get a confrontation thing.
Oh yes. But now one thing where I know say I forget. I know say nothing I forget. One thing about Sierra Leoneans, just as an example now, then drivers they take separate charges for front seats. When you finally say I'm going to deal with you through the law, what in the happen? Now the same passengers in the big for aiding and abetting. And this aiding and abetting, if we not fight against them, we not go get positive mark for this country.
Yeah.
So me, I can tell the driver them and the passengers them. If you watch, I get one video on my page. Also, they tell the driver say, I they take you go inside the station. If even I'm a Pekin corrupt, I go deal with them. Because don't let your child to be destroyed when there is a ratland. You don't get me?
Yeah.
Can not go there and speaking Puelo. No. Everything that this wall na 3, and I make Papa go in the 1st floor. Where they breathe to the 2nd floor. The one they don't die in the 3rd floor. Where you gonna mock? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Where you gonna church, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? If you not go church, you go na mock. If you not go na mock, you go na ghetto. If you not be married, you go be palampo. If not to palampo na kolonko.
So you must get something with Idepa.
You must get something with Idepa. Toll gate na 3. Estin songo my shaka. Nothing not to fall. So if that last one damage, you don't done, brah. If you dey travel now go upline, my Shaka toll gate lock, you go?
No.
So before the toll gate go lock, make sure you open and let you pass in a decent way.
Cyril, as we try for conclude this conversation, we can talk to the mayor next. Let's take some comments then quickly. We don't get from people and we they watch we. A lot of yesterday we put up the flyer. A lot of people have been looking up forward to this conversation. From Sophia Abib Tuniska, we say that is so true, so hypocrite in all public spaces. Albert Lansana say Malik okay. Cyril is a whole vibe, Shiba concept. Say that John Esther say, bro, you deserve respect, but please, Arsenal not connect. The Arsenal man, they're not glad with you. Albert Fuji say, now you're talking. Interestingly, we all know the problem, but we will not put a stop to all this nonsense. The lawlessness and impunity is from the top to the bottom. Bro, play safe out there. This other one say, addressing lawlessness is the most important approach to development in the country. Another one say, Aziz and Kelfala say, na Triangaise people them. But Aziz and Kelfala don't left, eh?
Oh, then don't left.
Yeah, then don't left. They don't go Kandi again. Magdalene Massa Boyma say, I sincerely hope you can develop a comprehensive blueprint and establish community guidelines that can be utilized across various groups. I want to express my gratitude once again for your unwavering dedication and service. May you continue to be guided, protected, and blessed in your endeavors. I take great pride in being part of this community because of your tireless efforts. If we could have just 10 individuals like you in Freetown, I am confident that it will become a sought-after destination for everyone. So, you don't make a lot of people don't sabi Samba Gota. Then they know how Samba Gota turn, how Usai and Usai day. So, yeah, thanks for what you're doing, Cyril. Well done, Cyril. May God Almighty bless and keep you. Then from Shiba Concept, Adam Akonte say, this man deserves an award in the community. Cyril, now you win Best Citizen of Freetown. You get patient. Well done, sir, but I believe we should introduce public toilets. Now that's in the way possibly we can talk about the issue of public toilets. Oluwimi Koka say, Mr. Ba, I tell you, waiting week, they take mess and we country brothers. Okay, then they're not too clear anyway. So I know going to read them. Another message. They take few more. Then Cyril go comment. Then we try for conclude this conversation. The Albert say we all for begin do that as citizens, and we for ensure that we alap and people, especially the one that we can peace around town. I can see people in the peace, brah.
Oh yeah.
You see people in Tinap, any side pull then to
yes. Well,
Cyril, the problem is bigger than what you are seeing. It's just much for you. Please take great care of your personal health. No carry blood pressure for salon people. Another person they say, indeed, I played football at Samba Gota. Community memory you're bringing back to us as a people. Yes, see, some of the comments and this. Somebody concerned about your mental health, it's important as well. And also somebody to talk about public toilets. Anyone there around the area there?
Thank you very much, more especially to that texter. Waiting have been my intention for that place. I've been done also meet with some professional people because I have their gazette. This is not for my own personal gain. Like me, I get me well-decent toilet when a biofuel digester me they use, when they use chemical, they full up, they smell, they bill. So I've been looking and say, if I have this facility with these people, this company, let's go to the council and see and identify areas within the city. If even the council say they not get that money, I can able to negotiate between the council and that particular owner of the company for let them just allocate sites them. They can pre-finance them. Then they pull the money back small, when they done, they hand over to government. Even that Samba Gota, that was my intention for that place. And I still have that determination.
Okay.
Because one thing where I feel is very, very, very much painful, we all know this is nature when somebody done the in haste.
Yeah.
But when you look at it again, what make now people they allow people for get a toilet, then they go big toilets, then they can't tifuna.
Go
recce the place. So based upon we own indiscipline, make we this language as a beast, not like as a nation anymore.
Because today me and you too, my brother. In fact, one thing which is so hurtful for me, now morning, you dey see some man get long fluorescent, bra. Before me, no man, they can peace. Man, then I'm in compound and they see.
Fluorescent.
Then private them. So I can just say, look, come back and go. You can imagine.
Yeah.
It's really indiscipline.
Yeah.
But me and you no go do harm.
No.
If we have moral integrity, you no go piss any side.
Yeah.
That's
Decency and cleanliness as well.
Yes.
You can't do that, man.
Yes.
You can't.
You know, when you look at it carefully, not that to say government not go able for put public toilet them. But because of political division, nobody no want to come here for succeed. And if we don't leave this political division, we go hot with every day.
Yeah. And people suffer.
Yes, people suffered.
Yeah.
Look like one boy where he don't come out na phase 1 for toilet and agree. He go phase 2 behind the fence to the Samba gutter and agree. I move him away.
Yeah.
If you been so decent enough, you go say, "Bodi Allah Benson, so I let them lend me toilet."
Yeah. But I think that is something we should think about. How Peter Beckley said that do Allah beg you, mix Arsenal pa Samba gutter. But I'll play this final video, then you comment on it. This is one video where I think you do it with a police officer.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Let me just play and quickly. A lot of people don't comment about it will be a final video, then we conclude this conversation as we get the mayor already at the studio for can talk to we about council efforts as well for keep Freetown clean. Let's take the video quickly.
Of course, my family all do.
Yes.
This now a particular police officer where all them drivers in the miss na Freetown. And it has taken a while, nobody can able to see this police officer. But Amit and Sonsai, tell the public who side this today.
Well, presently now, Ade
Mashingbi.
I've been there to the light,
yes.
Kiama Road, Cambo Street.
Yes.
And when they talk about popular police officer, the traffic, being a number 1.
Yeah.
Because I not ever take money, no driver not in this country. We go say Inspector Richmond Kano don't take money na me hand, or I take license who go na corner, he give me money, or any bike so far for say old bike man who go na corner, he give me money, or I take money na me hand. No, because I want the blessing go permit.
You get one name where they can call you.
Yeah.
Laugh.
Then here now, presently Ade Mashingbi under Magorka division.
Yes, how they call you now?
Yeah, they call me sober man.
Sober man.
Me real name self nobody knows Sabia na sober man Pikio big Posio everybody na sober man name then they call me.
A lot of people are missing a Freetown.
Really, even fat Freetown people that advise me say la no wear the uniform go inside the township because Sheikh Stephen all the CBD as I step in traffic the jam for them 2, 3, 4 hours because all the drivers by as they see me. The way they jubilate, they feel say, I don't go back again at Freetown. Right. Even take to Tombo, Kent Junction, they're the same.
Anyway, thank you very much,
yes,
and
sir.
I'm glad to see you.
Yes, sir.
It don't pass over 8 years.
Yes, sir.
I did look for you, unable to see you.
Yeah.
Until fortunately today, I don't can see you.
Even in England, they talk about me in London, the first plasma I get, now from a group of Australians there inside England.
Now they send up for you.
Independent there, they talk, me name come across. So for that instant movement, they make contribution for me. Now London, they send for me 60 inches plasma.
So
wow. England.
Apart from Samba gutter, I don't see other video. You highlight citizens them where they do well. You identify them and bring them come to public.
Yeah.
I miss this police officer from Shaka 7 Street. Most times why they drive go KYV. I know him from Delight, Brook Street, Battle Street area. They see him all over, And this thing where you they do so, what thing you need for able to continue for doing. For showcase their story, they are not only Samba gutter but other good cities in the
look like that building at Kono.
Yes, where you show outside Dorti there, where they don't abandon.
Justice building.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
One thing I need strongly, not just appreciation from people, an accolade. I don't need their money. I'm not going to tell you say I get. No, but you're not going to give me that you disrespect me before that all your money. But just support positively, like people on my TikTok page,
God go bless you, Cyril for mayor. You know, those are things I
You get intention for being mayor?
Oh, no. For now, no. No.
You're not a politician?
No, I'm not a politician. I'm just a journalist.
Mm.
You can recall I've fight a lot of battles.
Yeah.
Starting from DJ Clef, the former Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, who came in High Court for that police way put in a back boat. I just only fight against injustice.
Yeah.
Indiscipline.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, like I can get some certain time, I go within them market area them. I go Tinab there, I can watch at some of the market women there, how they talk to customers them, you know, how they can charge, all of those things. I go and find out those things. Because the point of the issue, a lot of homes they get hiccups based upon if the man pull 50,000, why it cow beef. You understand? Then most man also be even boil water. So, you know.
She really offered me money now. Yeah, but one more thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
You know, you see the comment, then people they appreciate all what you do, and people can follow you. It's Cyril Harold Smith on TikTok. You can go and share in what way they do. You follow them on TikTok, and let me create more. How do we create more of you? That is what people are saying. How do we get community, even your community? How do you get them to get a buy-in for support within you they do? Because it's not just about you.
Yeah, just like as I tell you, for me community embedded into bad politics. I know they will not support me, but I will make sure that they change. Whether by hook or by crook. Now one thing, where you fast for you picking to no great change, now can you the follow with? If you not follow with Ken, if you follow with Ken till you tire, governments are be out for trainer. When in catch them, no side then they care and go. So where you come either you think of for die untimely or you change your atmosphere.
Yeah. So finally, Cyril, I want to ring this bell. I know apart from just talking about cleaning Samba gutter, there's this drug issue where you know also they talk about. Oh
yes.
You know, I want to let you give out a message.
Let me give you something very interesting for me. I go to a day before yesterday. I meet one mommy we been the hijab. Then catch him of recent time with 2.5 suitcase drugs. That mommy, just imagine possibly always in the prayer. I meet an atoku. Then they await for charge and to court. The drugs thing is very, very, very serious, and we must stop it. And definitely, I go say kudos to Truth Media for the fight against, these harmful drugs. But again, I want to use this medium for advice with colleague journalists, them more especially those that are using social media irresponsibly, because now you see when people they want to get likes on the internet, then they take past stories, then bring and come up as recent thing. With that not good for we as a nation, it damage we own credibility. And when you damage your nation, tomorrow you want to go to another man country, when they point at drug addict, as long as you're Sierra Leone and the fingers go back to you.
Yeah,
so we therefore be very mindful as to the way we handle social media. So now school they can't come out.
Yeah, school they close for Samba gutter. You need to give message to Kelfala and kind and Kelfala and Aziz, eh?
Kelfala, you again. Aziz. Fellow. I see. Grapdi. Now you for shit.
Where I'm back.
Now you latrine. Where I'm back.
Thank you so much, Cyril. But I want to give message to Sierra Leonean. Just few seconds. Just waiting to be your message.
Yes. Quickly, nowadays inside the rain season already, we get to be very much responsible. Drivers, the way they drive with slippers, where them vehicle and get defective wipers, defective lights, smooth tires. Think about the lives you they carry. The one life where you go take irresponsibly, don't damage a whole family. Maybe that person is a breadwinner to that family. So not only the money we una they get from the passengers them, but una make sure say una service una vehicles them. And for wipers, More especially, I go advise owner of vehicles them, not for buy wiper than a treat, because I can't discover of recent times say some of the wipers the way they can change the people motor car, then they take the plastic, they wear them back Panam, then they sell them back to another vehicle. So let them go to shop whereby if you find out that wiper and you glass the stick, you can come back to that shop with your receipt and tell them say this wiper no good. Let us be a responsible Sierra Leoneans. Let us stop the lawlessness, the filthiness, the disorderly behavior, the public nuisance. It is not good for we as a nation. We must take Sierra Leone to another level, and that level for be of the positivity, not of the negativity.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, my
Cyril
brother.
Harold Smith. How they fight for clean Samba gutter. They are giving awareness about, lawlessness and discipline and waiting we don't talk about now. Yeah, we all get a role for play. We can be Cyril. You can be Cyril in your community. You can help counsel for advocates, say Dorti must go. Not so way Dorti na gutter.
Yeah.
Keep, fend decent way, because when you to where they go now other person.
And again, then build the material, embra.
Yeah.
Where then the deposit na treat.
Yeah, then Dorti them.
Then cement, then granite, where then the deposit.
Yeah.
In fact, recently, don't ask in our video, then the other day passed, I see them unclear.
So them been can't put sand and stone before we are. Man, it take over a month. I've been given us bring them to the attention of the head of SLRA.
Okay.
They don't clear them up actually.
Good.
But it take from March, it did it say April, I complain and talk about them. So thankfully, I call the head of SLRA and yeah, they don't can clear them up.
Good.
And you see that a lot. People are going to it,
Then just the deposit. And according to what you understand, council get a law we tell you, see, for deposit, you build the material for more than 24 hours on the street.
the road, yeah.
But then they left them, now they do them concrete mixing and all. And those are things, me and they with the hold on, bruh.
I know, see, look out for the
then
continuous.
quickly, dear, as I tell you, Samba got a unage for can look there. And previously, we been get access road from the supermarket Sanders Street. And at that side, we wallet and demolish all them.
Oh yes, Sabida
very well.
Pass by that garage.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you go straight down to the supermarket,
Yes.
that been vehicular movement road. That we need that road for open again because now bill you know the pen a council, they're not able to give them paper because they know such not be in that thing.
With the candy, say look out to you. Thank you so much. We'll take this video report we'll do quickly on the environment, then we can talk to the mayor. Continue for stay with we.
Inside Freetown, one side they we don't get affected per smack. Na Aberdeen Creek. Every day we dey pass, Aberdeen Creek they shrink small. The picture they show story way for week every 1 per week na Freetown. Environmental Justice Foundation don't confirm say Aberdeen mangrove when are they find thick them be they grow inside water near banking, then are they fish them can lay egg, and na host for other animal them like butterfly and other insects them. But now the mangrove na Aberdeen coast don't reduce by 15%. This one not to threaten na crisis where they happen now. Every shovel sand where them pull, every foundation where them pour, and they push Freetown go near catastrophe. Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Jiwo Emmanuel Abdullahi, been talking na parliament say every tick and mangrove we lost, it undermine we future together.
Our mangroves protect our coast and our communities, provide breeding grounds for marine species and livelihoods for these communities. Yet these systems are under relentless pressure from deforestation, unsustainable land use, and climate change. Every tree lost, every mangrove eroded diminishes our resilience and undermines our shared future.
From the Aberdeen Bridge, the destruction clear for sea. Mangrove they don't cut down fast for building projects them. Not to only rich developers then they spoil the mangrove, now the other side of the creek, another kind extraction they happen. Sand mining don't turn survival strategy for thousands of youth them. Mayor Yvonne Akisoya inside one exclusive interview with Truth Media say Aberdeen Creek don't see massive construction we know they hide.
We have seen more than a destruction. We've seen the growth of informal settlements into the water. On the side that is adjacent to the Lumley Beach Road, we've seen massive construction. We've seen banking. We've seen, multi-story buildings coming up. These are not simple infringements done by people trying to act under the radar. This is above the radar, in full view.
In further talks the mangrove destruction, they even cause butterfly them for vanish.
Without the mangroves, without the trees, without the flowers, without the butterflies, we're not getting pollination.
Healthy mangrove forests fit help control sea level rise and reduce coastal flooding. And the way we dey throw away dirty, they help for make the environment better for we all. Now these citizens and talk on World Environment Day.
World Environment Day na a day where we for take care of the environment, we for protect what we get as we own, and first of all for stop the cutting down of trees, because the thicker they help with so much, and for protect the sea and the drainages as well. So it's just World Environment Day, just a day when they create for reflect on how for protect the environment and we communities them and the country them as a whole.
Dirty them at the streets, that then gutter them. More of the people who they sweep, so they try, but they possibly buy something, plastic in the streets, the one they up the hill, the African camp, to dirty in the streets, all they flop the gutter, all they cause mosquitoes, malaria, the community.
Inside Crabtown community, plenty residents and they live in makeshift houses, them where they close to the creek. Without mangrove for hold the soil, land with generation don't they call home, they lost to illegal construction and sand mining. For Truth Media, Mina Ishmael Zebangura, the report.
Good morning once more and welcome. Today in World Environment Day, we look at what a citizen like Harold they do for help in cleaning Freetown and in community, and what yourself can do as a citizen, or what as well City Council they do. Within the National Disaster Management Agency, they do as well, because usually during the rains, they can help for clean the drainages. So this morning, I worship the mayor, Ivona Kisoya, na Freetown. They can talk about transform Freetown. I see there is some more work on the Dorti Must Go campaign. The mayor, they around and they engage communities and people. Good morning, Madam Mayor, and welcome.
Good morning, Namana. Good morning, viewers.
It is a pleasure having you this morning on this World Environment Day. I get me brother and colleague, Mohamed Elba, we are the Director of Communication at the National Disaster Management Agency. Good morning, Mr. Bayan, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Lamrana. Good morning.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Madam Mayor, I'll start with you. We talked to you yesterday on Aberdeen Creek, on the environment. I know how much you're concerned about the environment and the Aberdeen Creek. And I can recall, one point we begin raise an alarm on the rate of waiting the happen at Aberdeen Creek. How is this so presently? You think we can reclaim that place?
It will take political will. We're clearly not there at the moment. But I suppose if you look futuristically, anything is possible. But the challenge where we see is that we now get, if you look the creek, if you map the Aberdeen Bridge, you look to your left. Mm-hmm. On the left-hand side, you see more of informal settlements. So along that whole line, that Medina, Thompson Bay, mm-hmm. Cockle Bay, mm-hmm. you see
go down to Cockrell.
Take go down to Cockrell. Wait till you see now now more of informal settlements, way from a perspective of sort of a relocation, a breaking down, go be probably quite feasible, because you highly unlikely say they get any legal documentation for support that. But then if you turn your attention to the right, mm-hmm. as you see Gisno, when I do the aerial view, you literally see a building site with plots, with multi-level buildings. Mm-hmm. And as I say in the interview yesterday, now the likelihood say people then invest that kind of resource without some form of documentation, mm-hmm. quite low. Yeah. So I believe say wait till we see. Now, thank you for showing that. So, fumble them. We see that this is the creek.
Yeah. These are the Aberdeen parts.
These are the Aberdeen parts. Yeah. These are the parts where they say. So it's going to take will. It's will I have. But certainly, it clear say this is being done with eyes wide open.
Osai City Council sits in this. These are part of Freetown.
Yeah. And sadly, we sit nowhere. This don't be, you talk say I raised the alarm some years back. I raised the alarm as part of a continuous position where I don't take, issue where I don't raise about the overall development control framework that the country. I constantly say, and this refer not only to Aberdeen Creek, but even to the fact, say, can't talk about public toilets.
Yeah.
You are listening to the previous speaker. Even to the fact, say, it affect all elements of sanitation, both solid waste and liquid waste management. Liquid waste being, waiting the gun as Samba got and the liquid waste. The solid waste and the one we throw in the streets. And it affected. So when I talk about Aberdeen Creek, when I talk about the issues, I talk about also within the context of the fact, say, your question was where the city council sit.
Yeah.
Also within the fact, say, the power way to use for protect a site like Aberdeen Creek, for prevent people then from building in a disaster-prone areas, for ensure, say, you get public toilet space left. The power way you use as a government, the development control powers, now land use planning, then the first one, for basically say, where will the build ya? Now ya will the left for road, now ya will the left for public toilet, because now public amenity way everybody knows they go be required in the future. Now ya we go make sure say we get water provision, whether now water harvesting or borehole, or even the space for pass guma pipe. If you don't think that before the development come, and the power for think that land use planning, that power there, unlike in many other countries, even at this we own sub-region, that power not sit with the local councils. That power sit with the Ministry of Lands. Once you don't do a plan, then you don't get a vision. Then comes the implementation. How you make sure say, wait till you don't plan, usa you don't say road for day, usa you don't say water for day. How you make sure say na so it be? There comes in building permits. So when person come to you and say, I want build, you where they get the building permit, you dey look say, oh, no, you're not able to build that naya. Because yeah, we will not designate them for road. You're not able to build that high building because yeah, the slope, it too steep for that level of building, it will lead to mudslide. So the building control, that building permit, now you dey take for make sure say the vision where you get for the use of the land, now so it be implemented. Well, that building permit, that power, that mandate, then they self not deal with the local councils. When I can talk that to other mayors in other countries, they can shock. Because now the most basic power, because you say now you dey in control of the first thing what you need for do now for control how you have feedback.
Now you go determine.
Now you go determine because I don't talk about road, I don't talk about water, but the south side we talk again. We talk about Dorti, looking town. You know able waka, you know able drive go they pass you waka. Mount Oil.
Looking town at Kisi.
You get Boku, you get a number of looking towns. I just used that one day, but yes, looking town at Kisi, now a good example of that one day. But you also get Mount Oriel, we just the Konaya. You get New England, we just the down the road. These are places, and I can go on and on and on. We're inaccessible by road. And if you're inaccessible, then you cannot deliver services.
You, Madam Mayor. I go Tengbetong one of them days, I went to a community. Therefore, park far and walk go na the place. And me and my colleague them, we see Usai water for pass where somebody don't build there. And we were like, they don't block this. Somebody don't build there, I don't block. They go down tight, Motokana the pass go na the place. You get for waka. And I was asking, if there is an emergency now, they need an ambulance. If fire problem be now, if there is disaster at this place, how do people get access? And this is not saying that song.
So when mayor from 2018, because when I come into office, if you look back, I still get copies of me campaign manifesto. It been based on waiting the local government act say. 2004 Local Government Act, been talk say land use planning, building permit, it be right there. These are the devolved functions to councils. But waiting up in the reality, the devolution never happened. And then when we come in 2022 and the act revised, then take land use planning, then just limit it to area action plans, strategic plans, and then with building permit, it was silent. But waiting happened subsequently is that given the importance of this, because if you invest, you invest. Your investment, like you just gave that example, Natingwe Town, comes to naught. Because if person can do anything where they want, any side, and we can talk about this from a traffic perspective, let's just deviate small and tell you, say, inside Freetown now, the central business district, think about the number of buildings that already go up when are multi-story buildings with no provision there for parking. When you do building permit effectively, part of that process, now for make the person where they build, it get for show and demonstrate how many vehicles therefore use your building, whose side and go park. That is your responsibility. You don't, you say, allow person for build anything, then the problem now can't hit everybody else. There's, so those links. But think of another one, the use of the toilets. If you rebuild building, you not make provision for toilets. Where will you see happen after the event? This is what Mayor Unafa go check. You cannot be following after the event. The purpose of a building permit not for check before it's built, and then you get connection to the sewer system. Because inside the CBD, they're going to show them picture. Mayor, look, this see the bus. Do you know the volume of liquid waste where they go inside that sewage system? We're not been designed for that. Because the numbers of buildings we now don't multiply in terms of occupancy, huge. There's then today, now when you do building permit, you for the think bottom. But when you separate the giver of the building permit from the provider of the services, you get this problem.
Always I know as something happen. We go to NDMA. What they do? What's on proactive measures and preventive measures then? Aberdeen Creek, they're very close to our office. I'm sure from our office space when I go they see the waiting they go on there, and this now disaster waiting to happen. Either way, it's waiting to happen. Waiting are the preventive and proactive measures then where NDMA gets in addressing some of the situations there?
Thank you very much, Lama. First of all, you want for intervene in them kind of circumstances. You get to look at the legal framework where it gives you certain powers for do certain things. The NDMA Act is very clear that we mandate now for generally manage disasters across the country and mitigate and also build resilience, within communities. We responsibility to a very large extent intertwined with the mandate of other institutions. That make it finance so we collaborate a whole lot. We collaborate with the Freetown City Council. If anything happen for respond, we collaborate with the Ministry of Lands. We collaborate with the Ministry of Environment. The National Protected Area Authority. They all will collaborate with them. That Aberdeen Creek Day specifically, we don't go do assessment day. I think about 4 times now, and then assessment and they clearly speak to the fact that encroachment don't take place deep into the creek, and that we don't lose massive biodiversity in that place. We don't lost the mangroves we now the seabed for protect the water, and also the fish then supposed for lay egg and breed. And serious encroachment don't take place. So a couple of weeks ago, we meet with the National Protected Area Authority, and we don't do your assessment. So mostly what can happen in those circumstances but we don't identify the hazards there. We conduct an assessment, and that assessment the report will be shared to every stakeholder we involve in the one, if not Ministry of Lands, like the Mayor will be saying, the issuance of building permit. The National Protected Area Authority then get forest guards them we for protected areas a day. Then get mandate we get for do with the protection of the environment, so we all can come together and jointly take action. You understand? So
because it's more expensive in preventing than than when disaster happen.
Exactly.
Mobilize resources. More cheaper, sorry, than for prevent the situation and than it will make them more expensive. Una therefore fend resources, aid and all that thing.
Like you rightly pointed out, you know, the United Nations are in position that you go spend, for example, $2 or $3 for prevent disasters, than you spend more than $1 billion. One green disasters and taking care go more than billions of dollars. So we generally, as an institution, we primary objective now disaster risk reduction. Every other directorate within the agency, they come and put force now the Directorate of Disaster Risk Reduction. Every now and then we officers in the field, despite we human resource challenge, we get calls them every day. We don't put systems them in place where our citizens go call and report incident them. And we get calls them on a daily basis. And you know, when you look at generally, even the floods, now two major factors now Freetown they cause flooding. Waste management and poor building. The way people did the bill for block waterways like say Giston and Tengbe Town. That did happen many times. We don't intervene in many communities. Like quite recently we intervened at Brookfields. We and the Ministry of Environment, we go put a stop to a particular construction, make sure say that particular foundation don't put them broken. You understand? Go
ahead.
Yeah, so to a very large extent, I'm for zero in small on the this building business because it's very crucial.
Because we see now, as
it's very crucial.
We see most times, I can say, cheaper for prevent disaster and more expensive for react and
respond.
You see, what's happening at Kisi Road. I see engineers then go there few days ago as well. Una reports come out clearly say this. Not to the right building materials, not to qualified person use and all of them things. And we see them building them day, man. And I keep asking, I get for show, may I get for explain why Freetown start if whether or not this partner will go bridge or not the other. I don't share that video with you, right? About somebody with a build right now.
We don't put a stop to that building. Right now, as I talk to you, we don't put police officers in there. They don't put a stop to that building. And you know, I know within your question.
Exactly.
The lady premise for ask a specific question with respect to what you do with them kind of constructions and the. So last year, 2024 to 2025, we record series of building collapse in Astana Freetown. And what do we do? We hire the Leone Institution of Engineers. You know, at the Marameo and Big Sister, and one person who been doing part of that assessment report. We call them now because she was part of the executive by then.
President.
She was the president by then. So we called in our office, we engaged them. They did an assessment for us, you understand? And we then complete the assessment, the findings of the assessment, they come out clearly say the importation of poor building materials and the use of unqualified contractors for do constructions. Clearly, the reason that for the rampant and sporadic building collapse. So he claimed the lives of 14 Sierra Leoneans from 2024 to February 2025. You understand? So what we do as a recommendation, we engage the Ministry of Lands. There's a pillar, we get a pillar system within the NDMA. We get the risk reduction pillar, for example. That pillar, they get members from across the board. The Ministry of Lands, they provide leadership in that pillar. So what do? We don't constantly appeal. Even the last time we meet with the World Bank, then say they do some work with the Ministry of Lands for do some reviews of the laws, for develop building code systems and all of that. They engage you on that because we get something for do that. We recommended to the bank clearly that the directorate with the issue of building permit need for expanding scope a little bit. For include somebody from NDMA we could do an assessment, for hazard assessment. Then two, somebody from the Silent Institution of Engineers we could make sure they monitor the building where they go up, whether or not the building we did not indicate now the building permit, the site plan, then they go up. Then one person from the geologist and the geoscientist, we then go test the soil. You understand? Look what happen na shell. That particular soil na clay soil. It not be conducive. It not be conducive for it not be suitable for the construction of such a massive structure. You understand? So we don't do that recommendation. Until now, we still not able to get a breakthrough with respect to that. And mostly when NTR can happen, they come back to be because because if you look at the disaster management cycle, the humanitarian aspect, we must respond. No matter what, we must respond because these are crises, and like you rightly say, it's expensive. Like then they and I know I can see you back. Personally, and SLRA, you understand, they spend huge amount of money for go take excavator.
For clear the up.
For make sure see that particular building we broken down so that nobody no go one for go live under there again.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So it's very, very expensive. So when NTR happen, na end they medical, but the processes them leading up to them no. Well, it get for do with other people them as well.
So Mr. Barnett for coming. Yeah, I've been patient too. But that recommendation there is completely wrong. Okay? Because you get for look at waiting at the purpose of having mandates now forget effective execution. You don't take a mandate which is local. So if you say the directorate for be expanded, no. The directorate should be localized. Everywhere else in the world, if you day UK, if you day Lagos, you know you go Abuja, to the Ministry of Lands for go get building permit. You do them locally.
Local council
responsibility. So this is best practice. And what the World Bank has done is in the review of the Town and Country Planning Act, they don't support the Ministry of Lands in order for them to revise the act and make them align with international best practice. So now the act is devolving the functions. This not to Sontiwe unique to Freetown. Maybe that's not part of the problem. People can look and say, well, now Mayor Akisoya and I want to forget building permit. No, it is not about Freetown, and it's not about.
Have been no recommend. I remember this long ago. I was at AYV then. Dr. Sandy was Minister of Lands. There was this conversation about devolving them functions. The
VPB actually say, because it was in the manifesto, the New Direction manifesto, back in 2018, that within 12 months, then go devolve all the functions to councils will not been done yet be devolved. My memory serves me right. On the 7th of March, 2019, VPB put out a press release saying that these functions are now to be devolved. If you recall, the next day, Dennis Sandy, as Minister of Lands then, went on 98.1 and say nothing. And we stayed at nothing. But the VP, as you rightly say, has been supportive of the concept, of the notion, and USAI we don't reach today, is that the act has now been passed. So the Town and Country Planning Act now devolve. USAI we don't can't get bottleneck. This was a discussion we had yesterday. And Mr. Ba, the reason I'm saying this is because Puja himself get forget building permit. Building permit should not just be Freetown. Can I myself get forget building permit? And you know we'll get a central ministry, the issue building permit for the thousands, hundreds of thousands of properties being built around the country. Like you expand the directorate. The expansion is not the answer. Devolution not the answer. Devolution and resources. And this is that's on way for pay for ASF. Because building permits now fee based. So you pay for the building permit, and therefore that should enable the councils for pay for the staff for do the work. So where we are now, the act has been passed. Now the Ministry of Land say they have to do the regulations. We don't depend on these regulations for quite some time now. And from waiting, I don't see of some draft regulations. It's like say the regulations, they undo waiting the act say. The regulations as designed, they re-centralize
still
the powers.
Commitment for handover this.
No.
Madam Mayor, let's talk about Dorti must go quickly. Let's talk about waste management. It's the rains. I see you they out, they engage business owners, communities, individuals on this campaign. I'm sure this morning you don't receive photos or videos or people and go don't see the rainway car last night, how you don't bring Dorti in a treat. What's in a council plan generally for address waste management situation presently in Freetown?
So I want for just split that question into three, or my response into three. I want for we understand, similar to what Mr. Bassage just know about mandates, that this point I make about land use planning and building permits, not a thing for trivialize, not a thing for just gloss over, because it gets a significant impact. That community in Atengbe town where you go, you're the one that say how people then they reach here, but you also get to ask you questions, say, and you see then the block got a waterway. You also get to ask yourself a question, say, some side way not accessible by road, how dirty they come out here. So the very challenge of we as a nation having, it seems, continuously to reject a concept, an attitude, a willingness for properly plan, because we refuse for devolve to the institutions we're best placed, where they're closest to the ground. We go able for do that, and we go able for implement them. That has created a structural challenge where you can't get away from. In spite of that, what do we do? So this is background. Also, population explosion. We are one of the fastest populations, growing cities globally. In 2015, the census was at 1,055,964 people. According to the World Bank Freetown Sector Review, which was done in 2019, published, our population will be 2 million by 2028. We have a census coming in December. I'm very confident that 2 million is going to be hit. Definitely, probably increase.
And census for April for plan, right?
It's for April for plan, but you must plan with powers. You don't, we've had, what we don't seem to want to do is to plan. And I can always say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I didn't make that up. That's like a common saying. But when it comes to the sanitation, these are the background issues. Massive population growth, no land use planning, no building permit issuance. 45% of the population live in homes where not accessible. That tells you we have a challenge. What are we doing? We did take I must also mention another challenge before I come to the solution, or the journey to the solution. The other challenge, the cruise crisis, where we don't experience in the last 2 years. The sanitation landscape don't change completely because of the introduction of the clean saloon. You may have seen the video I sent yesterday night. Congo Cross Bridge. So we get this new phenomena of kush addicts mentioned earlier on. I think he said them the Tiffin light bulb. The previous speaker then go take pot cover, like literally anything, but most commonly then the kind you do more than a la clean saloon. You give them you Dorti, then take you 10,000, then go smoke them, and then take you Dorti, then put them over the bridge, or very commonly we see it all the time now, the new look, then chook them na the side of the road, the left hand for we.
Every day I see.
This is not sustainable. It heartbreaking, because these are wasted lives. When I've been there on the Congo Cross Bridge on Saturday, the community people them tell me, say they actually bury. We talk about the bodies that you pick up on the streets, but then say that they bury bodies under the bridges.
So then safe.
But then they die. He said that they die every few days. And now that the rain don't come, we will see more deaths, sadly. But that's another conversation. And again, I will also join in applauding Truth Media for continuing to raise the alarm, for refuse to be silent about the drugs crisis we experience. You don't solve problems by denying them. You not solve problem by denying, say, the problem day. You not solve problems by playing with semantics. You solve problems by being sincere, recognizing there's an issue, and then putting the resources behind getting the issue addressed. So we get this kush crisis, waiting at the council solution. We therefore take a I'm not going to go into the history, but we therefore also recognize that there's been a historical issue. The transfer stations were not allowed to function. One was broken down. The funding for the landfill site, which would have closed Bome, Kingdom and Kisi, was also withdrawn by the World Bank after 4 years where government not able to forgive the land, unencumbered land in Hastings, which would have taken that forward. So these backgrounds exist, notwithstanding. Waiting Dorti must go there about. Not just a term, not a campaign slogan for sensitize with population, with residents, and make them understand waiting at the new bylaws. So effectively, our plan is the design of bylaws and now the implementation and enforcement of them bylaws and we call on Dorti must go, just for let people that understand, say that is the end game. But what are the steps? The first step was passing the law, which has gone through Parliament, and that was concluded last year. Now, the next step, or the step that followed, was that the city be grouped into 8 blocks, sanitation blocks. So every 6 ward na a block. Each of those blocks been go through a bid process for let private sector then bid for, say, when we go take responsibility for be the counseling agent effectively, the council contractor, for be the one for collect Dorti na this block. The blocks are, given we have a population, or if you look at our property rates, we have about 129,000 properties na the city based on our property rate database. So each block is about 35,000. And for those blocks, about 40,000. Yeah, because I mean, what is it? 120 divided by 4 is 15,000. Okay. About 15,000. So the reason why we go into this private sector arrangement is because that is going to require quite a bit of capacity. So we also now, having put the service providers in them blocks, we now get a process of having the service providers register each household, each business, each institution. It's not going to happen overnight because we're talking about a huge amount of people and properties, but it is a process that is ongoing. And that process, they go get a push, it will be accelerated by also working through enforcement. So the bylaw now say, not to we for can catch you the Dorti street. That's what it used to say in the 2010 bylaw. For let we charge you in a court, we get for catch you the Dorti street. But we know say if you not get Uda the collect you Dorti us,
you get reason for Ibana.
You get reason for Ibana street. So the new law, it moved the crime from we catching in a street to you not having a registered approved waste provider. So now if you not register with a service provider, 9 are the crime. Okay. And you be penalized a fine of 5 million old Leones, 5,000 new Leones, or we carry you go court and it's a maximum of 6 months imprisonment. Okay. So we move the scene of the crime from the streets to Udomot. And that make a more realistic for make we able for change people and behaviors. We now don't sign an MOU with the Sierra Leone police for let them join we in an enforcement drive. So that then go with we probably we're going to start next week or the week after that, probably the week after that, for go over a 2-week period, us to us, within each block, 2 weeks per block, for let we actually say you ask and show you say you don't register. Of course, we also get you registration details because the registration now is online. And you payment also they online. Mr. Don't pay is just you use a pay with Orange Money *1715 *213 I think it is hash, but anyway it did it.
Yeah, you can use
very easy mobile money, very easily done. And with the app, if you on Android phone, you can download the app yourself for actually engage your service provider. If you're not Freetonian, and to the question, where does Freetown start and where does Freetown end? That video will go around with waste collectors, the Dorti street with a green vehicle is not in Freetown. Not a vehicle. We not get that back. We will not remove that thing with fiber like shovel
Okay,
or
at the back.
We may not remove them per all with trucks. And the drivers are not our drivers. So that did not happen in Freetown.
Okay.
But Freetown starts at Orugu Bridge.
This part
of the Orugu Bridge.
Because somebody ever been Leo.
No, and they don't go there. Again, because we don't have building permits, we never come to we. But we did go and put in a hand show you paper. What we did do? So it starts at Orugu Bridge, and on the west it ends at Levuma Beach.
Okay.
And we actually get to sign Welcome to Freetown Day, and we get some on the Orugu Bridge side as well. And as you go up to Hill Station, once you don't pass 30 Junction, you reach Busad and call
Obama?
No, you know the reach Obama. You know the reach Obama long before Obama. Mansion. A day we stop. Okay. And then from Febe College, interestingly, most people don't realize this. We stop at the waterfall. We say, sadly, that's another, we talk about an environment day. That was a beautiful waterfall. Whose idea was it to put a waska at a beauty site, a site of nature, damaged and totally and completely, and then we say Happy Environments Day. But na day we Freetown boundary stop. So Fabric College not inside Freetown.
Okay, but I know during this time, recently when I get engagement on the work on they do in engaging on a partnership for clean the drainages as part of preventive measures during the rain for flood. I can tell you, Mayor. I just want to we set the context on that. What you know they do presently, you know, we start for talk about preventive measures. The rain they come flooding therefore happen. As always, you go get complain on go see videos them and respond.
Yeah, to start with, Madam Mayor, the recommendation come based on the existing laws ready at the moment. You know, if you get to a point to say, you know, government see the need for devolve, you know, the issuance of building permits to local council, so be it. But then they become purely based on who side the power rests at the moment, because as it is in our Ministry of Lands, they give the building permits, not so with no you know, string attached really to that. So be that as it may, we every year we get with flood mitigation strategy. That strategy we actually identify communities and communities were prone to certain disasters, especially flooding ahead of the rains, and we do go into them communities and identify what not the causes, what not the stumbling blocks we can lead to flood in them places. And some can be clogged drainages, for example. And some can be somebody don't go build like a waterway where they cause flooding and divert the water into the communities. So what we can do prior to them period and after we don't identify, we always look for resources. We get a tool bank where UNICEF we don't buy for we, then tools are already always available. Communities that can come and request for them. Mostly we can use them and intervene in them communities that for clear and clogged drainages and so we get some support from Gold Sierra Leone. And we identify a major drainage now, Makini. That particular drainage they along Mabanta Road and fisheries area. Now a major waterway. So we clear them, and you know, fortunately the other day rain come and we get some positive feedback because you know Usai Blanc flood neighbor for flood. We do the same thing about Shelmingo, for example. Shelmingo runabout now major waterways and they of course as well it can always clog. And that is one of the major causes, you know, one of the major causes of flood because people they trade and waste now and gutter, you understand? So we do the same in Kenema, you know, and we don't identify plenty other areas in Africa we go for do as
well. They collaborate with the council?
Yeah. We don't do joint collaborations plenty time with the council. Okay. Not to some specific interventions that we can do and you know we NDMA, but in many other respects, we don't do collaborate with the Freetown City Council. So we also plan for the open space campaign because one of the challenges we can always face as well, or we can fail for realize, now that we can sit in our office and plan, you know, interventions. But if we not get the locals involved, it can be difficult for us to succeed. So what we can always only do, we don't engage the local authorities. Every year, we engage local authorities and slum communities where we come and talk to them about the dangers, about the dangers we associated with them activities, and because it's part of our messages, mostly that if you die, God forbid, pan disaster, government not go for replace your life. So it is incumbent on UNA for make sure so UNA take action. And most of them, the recommendations and the bylaws, they come up from the community leaders themselves. Like what we go to Susan's Bay the last, and then the same one identify Usai for good it's Dorti now, and also come up with bylaws that if anybody then catch them, they go to Dorti now, gota if I pay 50,000, and then set up a committee where that committee did for enforcing bylaws in the locally.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So
with Freetown, the rains are here. When will they start actually?
Well, we for start this week here. We don't identify a couple of drainages as well, and we open space campaign to go on. We don't develop jingles, and then they nip and play them right now at some radio stations across Freetown, and of course also some other radio stations now the provinces.
Okay.
Lama, the challenge where we get now Freetown, especially with respect to flooding. We one of the major cause, you understand, the major factor we responsible for our waste management, I would tell you to a very large extent, na behavioral pattern. People really need for change their behavior. We go to some hilly communities, we not get dumped inside, we can understand with them, but we can admonish them. Say, yes, we not get dumped inside in them communities, but we manage and waste them well. Then they are we happy we Madam Mayor instead of being engaged in Kush Garden.
Okay.
Because mostly they can go and see clean salon, then go. That is also another challenge on its own. You understand that they go through Dorti and Gota as well. You understand? So it is important that we able to engage them because some of those hilly communities really do not get dumped inside. But we can always talk to them, for them manage, then waste them very well. Because now the only way that they collectively will be able to resolve the issue of flooding in Freetown.
Okay, Madam Mayor.
Well, I mean, I'm so happy. This is called legacy, because the term flood mitigation, that term I introduced in 2018 when I came in my first year, and I remember say we started that, we continued that. MDNA, it's great to see. It's just like the term Freetonian. It's also like with the property tax, the mob tax, which when we introduced them in 2020 as a digital system, today is being rolled out in Kenema, in McKinney, in other cities. Flood mitigation was our intervention, and I'm thrilled for Yeri, the popularization of the expression. But on a point of...
Probably with a different concept.
No, that's a different concept, because that, if you look at the... No, that's a different concept. Because we go to the communities, no, because John Rogers will tell you, say, we start flood mitigation in June 2018. It was one of the first quick wins of my term. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. And also, but I could also say this, because MDNA have been partners, definitely, throughout me tenure. But there are a couple of things where I want for just bring out, and when we talk about collaboration, it's very important say we collaborate in a manner where they lead to effective solutions. So Susan's Bay is a community of course we work with all the time, but if you hear what Taddy say, the notion say you get a dumping site. Now one way we not subscribe to, because no dumping site can be there and clean itself. What you just described is what we would call an illegal dump site. We only have 2 legal dump sites in this city, Kissi and King Tom. Every other site, na illegal dump site. We own system is for let Dorti be taken out of the communities, like how I just been explained. So we not really favor a situation where there's like an official identification of Naya we go to left Dorti. How will they accommodate?
So the idea behind that, Madam Mayor, that if the community people and they don't come and they not get no side for managing waste, they not go to. So these are not permanent,
what will make it not permanent? How will it be removed?
No, now how do they manage the waste?
No.
So there's need for collaboration.
Because it will become permanent. It will become permanent. Because we cannot tell we say I don't put Dorti
Bomedi, of course, up na Susan's Bay. You understand? Most times they get challenged for come up. You understand? So plenty people they go to it and Dorti inside the main.
So now make we the same. We the work. We for work together.
Yes, sure.
So we don't create behaviors or reinforce behaviors where ultimately they contradict the direction of the council, because council don't want people then dump in community.
No, but
we don't want that.
The issue is you don't want the council don't want people then dump in our communities, but they are doing it.
And they not get alternatives.
Yes, no, but we know, but we work to alternatives. We work to alternatives. So engage we.
That is more
engage we. And not reinforce bad practice.
Especially for do with waste management. We would identify this is a major challenge. Would ask what not the solution? Some people don't even can say, okay, now would go buy bins. The waste bins, you understand? For put on at the back, so you go put it flop them fair way for go 200 dump inside.
No, but
Mr.
Ba, we're not going into this, but I'm just saying collaboration means engaging those with the mandate.
You know, maybe you are not aware, but we always want to collaborate with the staff.
No, of course, we work with you now all day. But this waste management,
we always want to collaborate with the staff. Most interventions what they do, we write to the Freetown City Council and we get people like Abbas and others. We can always attend functions and jointly.
Of course, now me the send and go.
So to a very large extent, well, maybe something from William perspective, we know for sure that you have been collaborating with.
Yes, and I agree.
Maybe you need for
this waste management. This one, I didn't
you know, we self get with your mandate. Mitigation is part of your mandate. You understand? So when we go into these communities, first of all, we know for be insensitive to the challenges of the communities. You understand? The responsibility of all sector players. Now, for make sure that everybody implements and work within a mandate for make the lives of the citizens better. You understand? So when we go for flood mitigation, we engage them.
Okay.
And most times they can tell you what are the things that we go to, the challenges we face. So we can sit down and find local-based solutions. And most of those solutions are they come more from the community people themselves. Say temporarily, now then situations they will feel say we do. For we able to ameliorate we suffering or we reduce the impact of whatever disaster we go for.
Okay, this is a conversation we're going to continue. We can talk to the executive chairman of the Environment Protection Agency. He didn't have studio already, but Madam Mayor, the rains are here. You know,
with flood mitigation, there is an annual event, it's an annual process, and of course we will continue to do what we've done all these years, which is to engage communities. We have, a laid out plan. We don't do them since 2018. We have targeted communities. We know hotspots. As a local council, of course, we're very vested in communities. The reason, Mr. Ba, MDNA is one of our closest partners. We collaborate all the time, constantly. The point I was making is that behavior change, now one of the most difficult things then for achieve. And when you do reinforce, there's a notion, say, there should be a dumping site. That is a notion we're working hard to undo, because the access for remove waste, particularly when you get a build-up. We talk about building cost. That now one other one where the cost, be much higher than regular removal. So we are working on processes, particularly for informal settlements, such as the one you just mentioned, such as the one on the mountains, where caused by the lack of planning, by ineffective building permits, that then they create their informal settlements with no access for sanitation. But having had that set up, we then need a solution. We not reinforce the practice of living with your garbage effectively. So Dorti must go now. And I do take the point, of course, that, when you get a challenge very big, it takes time for lay unwind them. We doing the unwinding, but fine for lay when it comes to sanitation. We also, to be part of all those conversations so we don't reinforce things that we are trying to undo, inadvertently reinforce, waiting council to try for do in terms of behavior change. On the kush, I engage the kush guys, but guess what? Me self no, them self no. See that talk what talk, they all go agree, they all go clap, but tomorrow they go do the same thing because it's an addiction. They need treatment. They need for removed from the space. We need for prevent the availability, rapid or sort of free availability of the drugs, we have to go to the source. So we go talk to them, you know, because I must, but I no say. They have to talk. We may be estimated with the answer you, but when it comes and we go. So the answer is not for them to be the solution. They need treatment, they need rehab, and Freetonians, we need for not use them. We go to you FCC approved waste collector. Where if you don't get that information, call 8244 or go on our website. We get a section, they will write sanitation, waste management. Click on them. It is right, they say, find your service provider. It'll give all the information. So we can all do that. And I will really encourage Freetonians for do that today.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Ba, finally.
Yeah. So the NDMA will continue for implementing flood mitigation strategy, you know, ahead of the rains. And Met don't tell we say we get for experience some rain this year with high you know, amount of windstorm, and we don't already start to get windstorm, massive windstorm across the country. Kono, for example, you know, last month, the 1st of May, the 2nd of May, we get massive windstorm na Kono, na Bane Chiefdom, na Kono district.
Kabbalah as well.
Yeah, Kabbalah as well.
Kono
is huge. And we don't send we officers a day for do an assessment. We get more than 956 people that were affected.
Wow.
We're currently homeless now, Kono, which is very, very serious. So we mandate quite large, you understand. So they talk to people, you know. If we fail to protect how we live in the communities, definitely the environment will fail to protect itself, you understand. So let we take care. You know, with all what we do so, the challenges are enormous. But most times when we go into this community, now stopgap measures, you understand, we can take for make sure say at least we minimize. So even if they happen, it will reduce the impact.
Okay.
Until such a time when they get permanent solution to most of, for example, if somebody will talk, say he always when they goes to respond to Kube, for example. You know, others then they don't want for left day and anytime because they know someone they can't give them money. So but people can fail for understand. See, when you look around, you read around relocation, for example, Amadou. Relocation gets several intricacies.
Yeah, and it's huge resources.
It's no, well, despite that the capital intensive nature of it now one, you understand. But if you look, it get human rights implications.
Yeah.
It gets security implications, and you know, take people them out of outside in the door to another place where without a proper relocation plan.
Okay.
Then they make we on measure we don't adapt now na NDMA now for make sure that outside and day at the moment we don't go ignore them. We make sure say we devise strategies for later adapt.
Okay.
We don't get several adaptation measures we roll out across the board so that we go for minimize the impact of whatever hazards they're exposed to, you know, so that we go for reduce the rate of death, for example, the destruction of property and the loss of livelihood.
Thank you so much, Mohammed.
For any emergency, if you get we toll-free line, we open to the public 1199 on all networks.
1199.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mohammed El-Ba, Director of Communications, National Disaster Management Agency, and I worship the Mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, and today is World Environment Day, and we all can play with parts. Register for Dorti must go, and no give clean salon Dorti for go to not to Dorti na gutter. Samba gutter, you know, no good there. I will see it day, you know. But we all can play with your partner with communities. They want to take a quick break. They can talk to the Executive Chairman of the Environment Protection Agency. Today is dedicated to environment. Continue for stay with me.
You know, we're not even going to the
Orange Maxis gets flexible data and voice plans them we go fit you lifestyle. Try the Colat Mini for just 70 Leone and get 2.5 Mbps speed for 7 days. You can need data anytime. Your bundle they give you fast internet anytime you day. For you can prefer customized plan. Your own bundle they make you select the exact data and voice package where you need. Find the best data and voice option now on Maxit. Download the app and stay connected.
Orange.
Take a chance on the first in line.
You don't hear the good news? With Darlene Mercury, don't come with the biggest news this year. With the Mercury Win a House raffle, you will get your own chance for win host this year, especially if you get lucky. Make we celebrate the Mercury Win a House raffle, where they begin April 1 and end July 21 this year. For qualify for this raffle, you for play up to 50 Leones where you buy it per online sports game and up to 250 Leones.
World Environment Day. Yeah, Salon make we listen now. Now we land, now we water, now we future. EPA the town with the message. World Environment Day. Make we rise up from Mama Salon. Look now the river, you know they flow like before. Sand mining done make the bank them low. Dredge them they swell, the water side. Fish them they die, community they cry. Forest they fall, treat them they fall. Hillside there and they wash we all. Freetown flood can in my feel I'm too. Climate change, no they wait for you. Plastic bag flop gutter, water no pass. Smoke not the air, sickness they fast. Heat they rise, farm they dry. People they ask what thing go happen, why? But hope still they no left from die. EPA they walk, they push, they try. From city to chief down, from coast to hill. For protects alone, we get the will. World Environment Day, make we stand up today. For the land, for the sea, for the picking them where they come behind we. Yeah. World Environment Day, EPA show the way. But them not feed do I'm alone. Public support go save Salon. Support EPA, support EPA. Now we environment, now we future today. Support EPA, support EPA. Green Salon rising, make we lead the way. EPA they monitor mining site. Check compliance, make the laws and tight. If company pollute them for answer.
That now an awareness song from the Environment Protection Agency, where there is some awareness on environment, World Environment Day, and the thing that we all for do for protect the environment. You know, before now, remember I mentioned the Environment Protection Agency and some of the things that we don't see them they do, and the way I think commendable. I don't mention the Naya. But this morning I got the pleasure for get the executive chairman of the agency, where now Dr. Abubakar Masakoy, where they can talk about the role of the Environment Protection Agency in protecting the country environment and also preserving biodiversity. Yesterday I've been getting Balanaya, we were talking about the walkway they do na Takugama, not only having chimps but also protecting the Congo Dam, where they supply water na different part them. Mr. Chairman, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure having you. First, I want to start about the significance of this day. What it mean? We deliberately try to get a conversation right through from community action to within the agencies then they do, local council and USEF. But World Environment Day, how important it is in waiting on they do?
World Environment Day world over and a chance for slow down small, because plenty things they happen across the world, and reflect on the good things and the bad things as well, where they happen to the environment. An opportunity for talk to all of the key actors within government, outside government, but all of the really critical actions so they take to protect the environment, protect human environments, because much of what thing we do now about mortal man, we they within the environments and they we probably rely on certain resources for make a living, but also we need for just deal size stable and livable. So we responsibility practically focus on that one day. So now day when they spend time for reflect on what thing they happen in country, what thing they happen in other places, what are the lessons so they learn, what thing we feel seen as some kind of good practices where we as well can take from the communities, because a lot of learning they happen between the different levels within and outside government. But now time for just slow down and reflect and learn and talk and be frank about why make certain things not work.
So, one thing where Salon people been very much aware about, now outside we did as one of the countries we prone to disaster. That news almost every other Leone and outside we stand, how we prone to disaster based on what we they do. But at this time, we get a Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, we get agencies within the environment sector and the Environment Protection Agency in one. also we there as a country in protecting the environment and preserving biodiversity for sustainable development as part of government strategy?
The environment is a big word and a big space. So not like something we were expecting a singular action or not just a smaller set of actions can go into protecting the environment. So now plenty it's in them. Plenty systems you ever put together, and then usually it can be interconnected. Then therefore interact for give you the kind of result where you want. Usually in the world we get what we can call planetary boundaries, and usually some kind of scientific framing where the world don't give what need to happen for make environments livable and stable. It can be then biogeochemical processes, it can be ocean acidification, it can be the climate, it can be plenty other things, what we can call system families. But if you bring them down to that kind policy level and make them comprehensible, across the world we can call them triple planetary crises. So we want to talk about the environment world over, and three fundamental things we can usually discuss. It's either the climate, what we can call climate change, climate stability, climate management, or the conservation of nature and biodiversity. The animal with the and we don't know we neighbor them. Therefore make sure say we keep them in the environment we have the table.
Important.
Absolutely. And the kind of influence we then get on we self as human beings. So we can look at all of them things and but then we also get chemicals and waste. What thing we produce with for instance, we can consume plenty in them. And in the process, we can end up produce waste, and some panda waste they can turn pollutants. So all of them chemicals, and we also can examine them, insofar as managing the environmental interface is concerned. So practically, environmental protection are then three things, and not just biodiversity conservation. So now Salon, we work focused majorly on the three pillars, and climate, biodiversity, and chemicals and waste. And government don't do plenty in them across the three pillars, and we are quite sure if we get them.
We discuss them. We can take them face by face. Like I talked about earlier, the thing we know about climate change and climate issues, we only see them now. Communities them way, I think there's this island community where water they come up, the people and get plantain island, and we only see what's in there happen with flooding na Freetown and other places. Then the meteorological agency always can come out with them forecast and they tell we say because of this they happen. But also we did with climate change and climate issues.
The risk don't get elevated in plenty environments where can to climate. If you go to coastal communities, we're particularly vulnerable to then transitions here we talk about. So place like planting, for instance, then get school building with half of them, don't get removed by the floods where they come at the top. And plenty other places, you go places like Sasiek, na Cambia district, you go other places across the Bonshab River estuary. You don't get whole communities, we don't relocate over time. So you don't get massive impact on human environments. And one thing we don't spend time for do, now for understand how then transitions are they happening, how they affect human environments. One thing we can do in the short term for begin to address them, because sometimes for address them at scale you require capacity beyond what thing we currently they provide. You require transferring technology, you require partnerships, beyond the basis we don't build over time. For instance, in terms of coastal mobility, we don't do some kind of assessment. We remember post sports now social media not too long ago. We really describe the details of the kind of adverse impacts really happen across the coastal environment. We don't work very closely with IOM for begin to respond to them concerns, and we've been get Jeff funding not too long ago for provide services, alternative livelihoods, supports them for put up some climate resilient infrastructure in places where have been particularly sensitive to the changes then. So government don't do plenty in them. But what's most important, all of we interpretation of what's in the happening can come together in a document so called nationally determined contributions.
Yes.
And that plan they say now so the country affected, this are the national circumstances, now this and this government they do for address them. Now so it will work over the medium term. And beyond that, government also they think for put together a long-term strategy. Because government they think about net zero probably something we can think about achieving by 2050 or so. So we also get plans for the long term. We get for build upon how well we implement the NDC. But the NDC practically now put together all of the important insights we government need, we the key actors within communities like NGOs need, where we donors they need for invest in them processes then so that we'll continue to do the good work.
As part of the developing that document, the communities them can involve.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then I can get like a scope of what's in the happen and what's in the need.
Absolutely.
What are some of the alternative? You know, like Plantain Island. This is a community that is closing up, you know, what's they come up. What are some of the alternative and what can be on a intervention in the cases that's part of this document and what government and the agency they do?
That's a very good question. So the document itself presented in terms of sectoral needs and priorities. So now 5 major sectors we usually determined by some of the climate meetings so they go globally, we get conferences where we attend. We see some pandemic sectors here absolutely important for helping for define needs at the different levels where we intervene. Now things then like energy, for instance, transport, industrial processes and product use, waste. 5 top sectors, or if you say, they practically define the significance of the climate problem what they seek for resolve. And for each of them one day, we don't delineate specific programs of action around for column activities office can implement over the short term, over the medium term. What we go need for do that. So if you go to a place like planting, for instance, who say what thing affected na schools, na people are affected, we get plenty measures what they think about, especially in the context of climate mobility. It can be alternative housing. I've talked about climate resilient housing. Also, what's not go easily come a triangle. We can talk about the school where affected. So we can do something we can call climate resilient infrastructure. It can be wash facility, it can be education facility, it can be anything we go allow you for effectively adapt to that changing circumstance or constitute the kind of response we can be delivered at the community scale. So it's a long list of things we usually can be co-designed by people within the communities because it's based on their own lived experiences.
So one of the responsibility of EPA now for give license to large scale mining companies, then can do environmental impact assessments, and I can watch them and approve and all of that. And we don't talk about the impact of them things and the work with mining companies and they do. And I see how they follow you on Facebook, and I see how continuously when I get for one being people them way they mine and then lake them, then rivers them, and very recently na the river Okel na Tonkolili district. But in terms of giving them license there and responsible mining, we go help for protect the environment. What's in the EPA can do? What's in our intervention in the area, Cindy?
I think most important now for make sure say the licensing and permitting process very participatory because you try for implement measures where ultimately for protect people within their host communities then they. So you get for make sure say their voice is clearly heard, clearly represented in what's in then they put together as risk assessment report. Because now then defending consultant, not the EPA to do that.
Yeah.
So once they don't do them, we own responsibility now for judge the adequacy of what's in they submit so we for make sure say for instance if they say that this could be the environmental risk. How we feel say the mitigation measure within the proposed could be effective. And we also make sure say once they don't tell you say that this, then don't find out that community. We go back to that community and ensure say we sit down and get a proper meeting with the one them of say get for receive them potential impacts and discuss the adequacy of their measures and one for make sure say satisfactory, technically and conceptually sound. And on the basis of global best practices, we self-care advise and say, all right, Lord, we cancel. And once we don't issue the license, it come with a set of conditions. We can be based on what in the report say. So it's entirely risk-based, it's entirely impact-based.
And you review this?
Absolutely. We go out, outside you work every 3 months on a quarterly basis. We go there every year for do audits. And some of the things that I feel say the communities don't really be concerned about over time. One, mining rehabilitation, environmental rehabilitation.
Yeah, I see post about that recently.
Exactly.
Get them for commit some amount.
Exactly. Over time, the country not being gets that kind policy there, we require mining companies for certain amount aside for allow government for rehabilitate, assuming they go defunct. Because we don't get cases we say with the week now morning, we not meet the mining company again. So over the past 2 years, we were able to mobilize about $26.2 million. We did not corner now as guarantee, assuming the mining companies then they don't contribute this. Go defunct. Government go able for DP in hand. in that pot day and use them for rehabilitate. And we get for do them mine valuations and they what we do basically now for come up with some kind of scientific tools, some kind of clear methodology, transparent process for evaluate environmental and social costs of mining, where they constitute what can make up the liabilities what they're asking for take up and pay. So over time we get for do the mining valuations and they across the mining landscape.
Yeah.
For instance, every mining company submit revised mine rehabilitation plan.
Okay.
We basically they account for their rehabilitation cost and they we will end up identify through that kind of process.
So one of the things we perhaps me go think say thing we challenge for na the illegal mining. Right? Almost every other time when I get for burn down dredges, when I get for seize, I mean work with police and law enforcement for arrest. How then they affect your environment so seriously? I've seen people recently we talk about Agokel River. Somebody share with me video from Moyamba district. They tell me about other areas and we mining the happen and they pollute the water and all of that. How are they handle that?
Beyond the measures we really take for demolished dredges, well, it's very temporary because not something we sustainable at all. Very expensive. Sometimes required for going to places we absolutely impassable during the rains.
Yeah.
But we still do. I mean, we not get that kind of manpower. We're not the reason we make. In fact, we decide to get MOU with the military and the police so that we make them enforceable. But you will find out, say, we don't try to conduct some research to understand what's in the incentives when you drive this. And if you watch from Koinadogo, take and Pampana, take and Jong, take go Tea, take go Moa, you see how interconnected the impact they, how interconnected the practice itself they, and why make it will be particularly complex for continue for seek for address using the means we don't deploy over time. We're not burning, arrests. One are the enforceability. Because we not get that kind of clear law they will say, if I catch you, they do this, I will give you a cell. Right? Usually in a fine, we define them. And for somebody where they operate in that kind of lucrative environment, you can't find say, oh, can levy nothing to them. And that's
more money for
they encourage.
pay.
Absolutely. People they make plenty money on a daily basis. And that's they entertain the continuance of that wrong behavior day. So we feel say we don't begin to think about what thing we feel say could be the most workable enforcement regime going forward. We don't think about that one day. And the other thing that complicity. Obviously, I get for mention that one day. Because over across the world, most of them kind of interventions and they can only succeed if you get a community living fencing system. You within that community, we depend on that resource. Now you get for protector. Now you get for be whistleblower. Now you get for give you information. EPA not there everywhere. But if you they feel say you get something out of them, it is shape your livelihood. You get money out of them. And probably the leadership, I am not I'm not casting any blames here. But if you are the part of that leadership, they also finance the operations. So people we highly placed in our society, they finance their operations, and it can be very difficult for arrest.
So how you they work on we've been talking about decentralization just now with the mayor, decentralized enforcement, say work with chiefdoms, community stakeholders for understanding. So it's not just about the agency, but it's about their community.
And a very good question. So one model where we don't do pilots now, what we call chiefdom environment enforcement committees. We don't do 9 chiefdoms, 9 of the hotspot chiefdoms. Areas so we feel say this practice really pervasive, it don't become complex, it's so difficult for stop. Like Tonkolili district so in some areas like the north. So we don't set up them chiefdom committees and don't constitute them or don't train them. EPA will provide the resources for them begin the help we for do them patrols there. We will do them jointly. And we don't really clearly define what will be the rules of engagement. Because no unless somebody at the community grab will begin to cause problem for mining company. So we want to make sure say we set the terms very clearly so everybody can understand. But now that we don't do, and we do them as well with the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs. So we don't sign MOUs with them paramount chiefs standing at the areas standing. And what thing we need for do now for move to the stage, we will begin for resource them. Because what thing they need now money for instance, for do public advocacy, for do public outreach, they need the resources. And this is something we have to sustain. A similar model, now one for applying at the Western area for attack sand mining.
Yes. Sand mining we mentioned so in the Western area. I really want to look at the Western area and waiting don't be on an intervention. I know mandates them then they way sometimes we'll talk about Aberdeen Creek. EPA they say no, it's not our mandate. NPA we responsible for they. We talk about usually people talk about environment to see waste management and sanitation. I can ask who say EPA sidom in the areas they are, because it's about the environment.
Yeah.
It might not be on a direct mandate, but una generally care for the environment. How una can collaborate and intervene in the situation there, specifically for Western area?
We got a primary role in governing what's in the happen, especially from a regulatory perspective, because depending on the scale of the operation, you therefore be required for submit an assessment report. Follow we screen, assess, and open that whole process into public comment. We're not the EIA licensing and permitting process. But I feel the challenge with the Western area, one at the multiplicity, as you say, with the mandates. Local councils get handy, you get plenty other players at the world level, at the central government level, at the community level. So you get for find something where you bring, where you convene all of the actors and they around a common agenda. We I feel agencies like the Environment Protection Agency go help for set. Because on the basis of we act, we get a responsibility for make sure we set up a structure with our national environmental enforcement committees. We go allow we for bring the police, bring all of them different actors around the table and discuss from time to time how for handling issues there. And as something we ongoing, what we been the wait for, because usually we don't want for just get into something we are not get full insight, the full picture of what's in the happen. And the World Bank very recently helped we for conduct a study. We don't provide a really deep insight into how this entire practice the work, what's in the incentive structures, what that we need for work with, what's in the kind of enforcement regimes we are applicable on the basis of best practices in other places. And the next step absolutely now for socialize that document day with all of the key actors there. We need for sit down together, we get a conversation about how for go ahead with implementing the recommendations.
With Freetown, say the Western Area Peninsula, we see what's in the go on with issues around protecting water catchment areas and all. Who's on a seat or how una involved in some of them things here where they happen with the environment?
If it happen in a protected area, you get an authority responsible for that. But EPA is a scientific institution, so we always provide scientific support, technical support. For instance, at the Western area, we don't need to talk about collaborative land use decision making. Now we help for organize the research. Now we conduct most of the engagement processes. So EPA get deep expertise in the respective areas I mentioned earlier. And over time, we now like the major technical arm of the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So we're always involved in the brainstorming processes. Exactly. So before decision happen, then confinements and then consultations and they can happen and we can provide insights. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the other thing with Freetown is there was another time people may talk about when we don't talk about them as well. How do we address plastic waste? How do we get to a point to say, I traveled once, I was going to Zanzibar. I get plastic in my luggage, and I was told, no, you need to enter with plastic inside. You need for Binam. How do we get to a point to say, you think that is something we should be able to address, get a policy or a law on plastic waste in addressing environmental issues? Absolutely,
they are the radar. In one pan, the complexities. I call it a complex issue for the reasons why I can outline. One, I feel we need to understand this whole plastic issue as something we don't go beyond being a sanitation problem. It's no longer a waste collection issue. You understand? It's now a chemicals issue. Across the world, a lot of talk there about marine litter and how it affects fisheries. It's now a tourism issue. If you go to beaches, for instance, you see plenty single plastic used, not them kind of places. So that they tell you, say, now complex situation will not go be solved by one sector. You need to bring together all of the players. That one. And for do that, you get for do within the framework of what's going to happen globally and nationally. So globally, we don't attend some intergovernmental negotiating committee meetings. We're not like a body we then set up at the global level for help with the treaty. We focus on plastics. Just like go get conventions for Basel for the transport of waste across boundaries or how to deal with persistent organic pollutants in a Stockholm Convention. Basel for transport. We want to get something for plastic. We as well go give you the kind of architecture we need for call-up finance because for deal with waste at scale, you put in technology which is super expensive. You need capacity we probably see on beyond the current means. And you also not go deliver them exclusively as a public enterprise. Therefore, do am such that it will be able to attract private sector investability because it's going to be a value chain. Would I go transport them? How we go store them? How we go process them? But we don't take some measures. We have you need for really give me time. Like just very quickly. So in the context of what thing they happen globally, governments don't develop a legislation. And that legislation, the reason we make it not come out yet, because the INC meetings don't they go on. And the challenge with completing or concluding what thing don't they happen globally. Now, what thing we need for phase out? It's really the question of we need for attack all plastics, or probably we get some good ones, or we don't get some good ones. Okay, in terms of, for instance, what's in the recycling value, plastic, single-use plastics, a very low recycling value. If you want private sector entity for investing, you get to do something with as well profitable, not so. But you also get to look at other things in terms of what's in persistence. Once you don't get leaked into the environment, what's in pollution value, that they try to say basically. So you watch them from that kind of chemicals perspective. But that legislation, they don't slow down small because we've been the wait for make sure say it reflects the arguments and the thoughts we they get communicated globally, we they get discussed. You want to develop something we able to attract financing, attract partnerships. So we don't wait for that one to be conclusive, but it's really far advanced. We get a draft, we don't discuss them over time, and we are thinking about enacting that. That's one. The other reason we make it don't slow down small now been the absence of data on particular chemicals. And what in most countries they do, now for developing what they call national pollutant inventory. This country, we just don't do it. This country never had that. So in the last year, we don't spend a good amount of time to try to understand what in that they do basically, now for provide a common evidence base for address all of what thing we call chemicals or pollutants we come out from waste and understand what side and sit down. You're not able to prioritize actions in a policy or in legislation if you don't know what side for go. Absolutely. So now we don't get a draft national pollutant inventory. We go for develop a framework, like a national plan for pollution prevention, where we get for use for develop national action plans for each of them conventions under the BRS. Okay. But then the end game, if I can just rush to that, now forget a centralized facility. We're in discussions with local district council and the leadership, now that chiefdom day, forget 10 acres of land. One for acquire 10 acres of land and put in some kind of facility, integrated chemicals and waste management facility. We go allow for receive waste, process them, recycle them, but also use them as a learning center, as it happen in other countries. So that ultimately now I get for end. And that one day get for allow private sector investment, get for open to private sector players, get for allow public sector support. You get plenty components of them. So all of the assessments here, how would you do so? Not for end, that's the idea what I don't describe. But these are majorly the things that we are discussing.
Is it connected to air pollution monitoring as well?
Absolutely. Pollution of all sorts, whether air, whether all of the other one, the water pollution. So the EPA get responsibility for be focal point for the BRS conventions. With Basel, Rotterdam, Stockholm, Minamata, and Montreal, and the rest of the others. So pollution generally. Pollution
when you
control.
talk about Minamata, it takes me back. I can recall, I think you facilitated that workshop on wetlands with the EPA some time ago, long time ago. You know, one West African agency, you were the lead facilitator.
Yeah.
And I think the Aberdeen Creek now been one of the protected areas where come up now that conversation.
Yes.
You know, and it take me back to the point as to, even though it's not under our mandate, but how una go ensure say with some of the treaties they will sign internationally with either West African organizations them or UN organizations them, that we live up to them. You know, we not get to the point to say we they destroy, you know, the environment and make we look one kind way where we know they live up to it in we sign. With your background, I reference your background because you know somebody who don't advocate for some of them things and they.
Yeah, and as you say rightly, very difficult for compartmentalize environmental practice. One of the reason we always can surprisingly little corners. People and they say that we mandate this, that we mandate this. Because the interconnection is very clear, very difficult to say, no, this not going to cross over yonder. Then things and the risks always can be cascaded beyond the levels and the scales and thresholds, so you do imagine. So in terms of the NDC I mentioned earlier, for instance, we get a whole section we talk about coastal resilience. And we concern protecting mangroves, we concern plenty other things there we need for happy day. In terms of the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, we don't develop, we focused on nature and biodiversity conservation. We get elements inside the EPA absolutely go play a role in. So you get plenty overlaps.
Okay.
And I think that one the Ministry of Environment to provide leadership on, because now they get responsibility in ensuring say then overlaps and they can be converted into opportunities for discussion, opportunities for expanding with partner base, opportunities for developing more insights into what thing we need for do from an action perspective. Because obviously we don't get plenty talk now.
Yeah.
For transition to practical.
What's now your level of enforcement and ensuring compliance? When and you know, in some cases, institutionally you say, I don't talk to NPA, we don't get power for stop somebody saying no billiard. The law just give we say we go get guards them and all. But with own, are there powers the laws give?
Yeah, we do arrest and we don't get plenty cases. Last year, for instance, we get about 40 or 42 successful cases. We drag companies in the court. We don't get cases where we don't completely shut down the operations of companies. We get our power for do that. We conduct over 1,100 inspections last year. We don't ever happen in the history of this country. Because if you don't go see what thing they happen, you don't go know what thing for do for stopper, not so. And so we don't intensify all of them one day. You said don't see the dredge demolition operations, we don't they conduct. We able to demolish more than 300 dredges last year. We also unprecedented. But most of what thing they happen now things them, especially in terms of the actions so they take. Now thing then we get dependencies. We depend on what thing they happen at the other sector. What thing they happen at the other agency. So we're not able to provide that kind of comprehensive solution. The reason you make me always to talk about offering a system level solution. We will bring together all of the players we concern. We sit on a table. If we talk about financing something, we brainstorm on which side the money they come out. And over time, we don't get plenty money for the most of the things.
You not depend on government subvention.
Absolutely. The reason we make we work so hard for finding money only.
And you're making money, right?
Absolutely. Well, if you say from a revenue perspective, we don't nearly triple revenue over the past 2 years.
Why are you doing that? And in order, you know, BNU, I said it here, where you announced the money we when I don't get combination for put aside for, you know, mine rehabilitation. I was saying, you know, I don't talk to a lot of people in IR. People in waiting and then for mobilize revenue for the Unigen system. They complain about a lot, but I hardly see you or the EPA complain about resources. But you're doing the work. How are you doing it?
Yeah, well, when you know, say you continued existence dependent on finding the resources where you need for do something, like for pay salaries, for instance. You know, as the EPA start the strike, just know you go cover them and they're not going to give you a good name, not so. And given the background, I spend most of my professional life in international development. So me say I want to contacts here and there, and EPA gets some of the best staff you can find at the public sector, and the public practice. We know what thing for do for fund money. So over time, we don't demobilize resources plenty. It's in the millions.
What's that the main source of?
We can get from some with global partners who we work with. EPA represents government, what we can call National Designated Authority at the GCF. In 2024, for instance, we able to mobilize about $28.6 million for work where they happen now in the 75 coastal communities. Inside EPA, no more, we will bring about $13 million. Minus the revenue what they talk about. All right. And over time, we don't bring plenty projects that we implement. Even for the dredge mining operation, we happy. Because if people, for instance, use mercury for amalgamate the ore, for process the ore, and you give offend an alternative technology we then can use with safer, we go keep the environment livable. And you also give for probably it's a livelihood concern. You give for make sure you begin for address that one day. Probably you give for make sure say then get that kind of business potential. We go allow them for get a loan or something like a collateral they can depend on. And we're able to mobilize money, about $2.something million. So don't they implement as a pilot, not 3 chiefdoms, for really understand what's in the happen day, what's in the intensity of mercury use, what's in some the alternative technologies we can put in, what's in the financial structures we going to be necessary, what's in going to be the legal and institutional environment what we need for look at to make sure say if you set up a cooperative, it will survive. And that money they will co-execute them with Conservation International and don't implement them with co-implement them with plenty other partners in government. NMA, for instance, actively involved in that process, Bank of Salon, because then they think about setting up gold buying hubs, and we feel say for drive them informal artisanal miners towards formalization. You get for putting them structures, how I describe. So absolutely.
So how do you scale up with the resource where you get? I see NMA they do a lot of research, and publish a lot of document about what they do and all of that. But how do you help other institutions in this sector for scale up and understand maybe with what they do, and how do they also meet to this point? Because the one goal, the one aim is now for protect the environment,
yes.
right? How do you support in scaling up other agencies?
I don't know how I'm going to answer that question because not my responsibility for handhold.
But with your expertise as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We don't win projects, for instance, where we don't move to the ministry. With the ministry, they implement. We work very closely with the ministry. We under their oversight, and we involved in many of the decisions we then take. We provide support on many counts in terms of many of the things that we're happening. And as I mentioned, we get focal points in the EPA for many of the conventions we implement. Montreal, BRS, CBD, most of the other ones. Me, for instance, we sit on at the NDA, primary NDA, we represent government at the GCF, and the political focal points at the GEF and the Adaptation Fund. All our financing entities, we set up globally to provide support to programs or programming generally really happen within countries, and we own responsibility now for develop that kind of pipeline. We could be attractive to partners. We are accredited for help we forget their money there. So we're very active in that area there because we know say if you not get our and so usually we develop them programs, and you also get for make sure say you pull in the others across the sector and outside the sector. If you take like e-mobility, the e-mobility pilot will be implemented. Exactly. If you involve Ministry of Transport, we bring, in fact, Ministry of Transport now they seek for scale what thing happen because we're able to develop the very first e-mobility, national e-mobility strategy. We're going to be expanded now into a national transport strategy because transport go beyond electric mobility. And we get plenty other things. The feasibility studies we'll do for how we go manage wastes from e-mobility. That one is done prove very useful. The e-waste inventory we don't develop with the World Bank. That one is done prove very useful to the programming way they come up small at the SOGRA and EU end. What's in the try for the basic need for helping for establish an e-waste management facility. And then again for depend on that inventory day who don't they work on.
You see the world's moving to renewable energy. You talk about the e-mobility, and we see a lot of people investing in solar. There is the Finance Act actually provides some incentive for the people able to import them and put them in other places. But also with the environmental issues around them, are we ahead or we are waiting?
We are not waiting. Let us make with the plan for get an e-mobility dialogue. And the reason being one for introduce all of we work on that subject today to the different players who feel say need for particularly adopt some of the principles so they try to communicate. But we also need off-takers and mostly now people in the private sector. So you need them people and need to understand firstly what's not the incentives we government they provide. Because the government go securitize the investment. And you can forget rules, you can forget laws, you can forget policies, and a very clear forward-looking strategy. We then go believe for invest. And our responsibility giving with deep expertise in the thing there for put all of them things and do together. But with the plan for organize an e-mobility dialogue, we will bring all of the actors, particularly the commercial actors, for understand what's in the incentives, what's in the opportunities, what's in the risks, what's in the regulatory possibilities, and all of the other things, and we are sure they go encourage them for invest.
In all of this whole they talk about the environment, behavioral change and acceptance is very important. For let people understand, say we want action to the environment can lead to another thing. How far, and I know the EPA gets very professional communication people, visibility is high, but how much they do on community engagement, especially rural communities, or even Freetown here, where people don't even understand what's in the do.
The difficulty with that, the expanse of the landscape will cover. It gets about 230 something, or probably much less staff, the Environment Protection Agency, and the larger share the technical staff, not the communications and media staff. We get far fewer communications and media people at the EPA. We get to cover all of that ground. From 4 offices where they operate from. But we don't develop several products over time for able to expand we reach, for able to expand with influence across the communities. And we don't set up nature clubs, we get community champion programs where we organize here and there. We get learning events where they organize. We don't do series of video episodes, we don't do interviews, we do TV programs, but they're all not enough. What is most important now for convert that SECOM, then community and chiefdom committees we talked about earlier, into vehicles, conduits of then kind of thing. Now they need for the organize their own processes. And we try them out now some pan the landscapes, we say this we mean a matter project they work, and then 3 chiefdoms and they really go there, sit down with them and understand what's not the needs and train them in the kind of role play will be necessary for reverse the kind of negative attitudes. If we not show attitude concern for the environment, it no matter how much investment we bring, it no matter how much sabi we sabi, it not the work. So if complicity there at the level of the community, or the level of that kind of local environment, we get to do something about it.
The decentralization of the officers itself is very important.
Absolutely.
How much you working on that?
Yeah, we get 4 offices now. I think say the challenge over time has been infrastructure. And if you watch this strategy, one thing we would try for do as well as system strengthening. You want to go in a conducive environment. If you not get side for sit down, your laptop broke, the vehicle self something you go 2 miles, it don't broke down, something will happen.
Yeah.
So strengthening systems now what thing will allow we for expand we reach. And I'm proud for mention I say since I joined the EP, we were able to procure about 14 vehicles, Land Cruisers.
The green one then.
Then green one, then the way you can see.
Yeah.
And we try to get an LED box truck for the first time in the country. We go allow we like for do film screening in our communities, do street parades, we go pin on a market, in a school picking them, go able to watch the films them, we will produce over time. And we put up structures as well. So we able for fence, we buy land na Kenema, we fence them, we able for fence one na corner. And we put up, we build in a bow. We for done this June, but for some qualitative reasons, we extend that one day to July now. We hope for go there and go see how much progress and don't make. But we put up we own building now, and we hope for put up the same building now, all of regional offices.
So I mentioned them vehicle. What the model is UNDP procured the vehicle on behalf
EPA
of
financed.
EPA finance. And I was thinking how other agents they not use this. You know, when I saw it, I was like, how other agents they not use this same kind model? Because when you watch the vehicle and back, not over buy vehicle and no more with the kind of work owner they do.
Yeah.
It's not
the be worthy of
exactly. It's waiting on they do. Maybe when I go donate some to
enough. But I think they don't do them for other agencies. They don't do them for NRA. They don't do them for the police. And they're open to bids from anybody who is interested in doing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, say last year, late last year, actually, they also donate mobile laboratory to the EPA.
Yeah.
We don't prove really helpful. We don't get 2 now. We get the first one from the World Bank Ross LP project. We don't use for conduct their analysis then in real time. Now we take onto their sites and during monitoring visits and audits and do chemical analysis in real time. We don't really prove very, very helpful.
Okay. In terms of, I want to conclude this conversation, in terms of policies and regulations, the laws, you know, in which waiting on they do and in protecting the environment as well. What side we they presently? Are there things you're looking at that we need to review, maybe the EPA Act and itself, or things, policies then we go help una for get more enforcement powers or more resources for able to work effectively?
Yeah, absolutely. The EPA Act will be best delivered through regulations. And over time, we don't develop the regulations, and we don't get regulation, for instance, for ozone management. We don't get regulation for a number of things. But now we need one for integrated coastal zone management. And that one they could be very useful because we try for develop marine spatial plan. When the countries then they get, because in the marine space, you get multiple players. You get people really working at the offshore end, at the onshore end. You get fisheries, you get petroleum directorate.
And we're talking about petroleum.
Exactly. So you get forget a structure for effectively govern that coastal and maritime space.
Okay.
And how we do them? How other countries they do them? They develop a marine spatial plan. Where they say that this kind of development could be allowed now. And this kind of conservation practice could be useful. And we've been done set the foundation for do that. We don't do the initial engagements. We don't begin the mobilized partnerships. We don't talk to some of the Canadian friends. We don't talk to the Icelandic embassy and plenty other people really show interest in that. But for drive that one, the main thing we need for happen and forget regulation. We go able for give you that kind of enforcement opportunity for able for do them really well.
Okay, let's take some few comments them as we close. This first one say waste management has received huge national interest and support. The EPA will translate this interest and support into tangible and measurable actions. And from Jibril Kamara. This other one say the system action approach to solving environmental and development problems is the way to go. How involve especially traditional leaders in the development and enforcement plan in remote communities. Plastic pollution remains a multifaceted environmental challenge that requires coordinated efforts, regulatory and stakeholder-driven interventions. Appreciation is extended to Dr. Massakoy for providing a comprehensive exposition of the issue. Another one say, okay, somebody they commend you actually. Well, somebody they say other person they talk about almost and don't. So I just want to clarify. It's $13 million you say una.
Yes, we'll get from partners last year. Last year, this year I think it's about $6 million minus the revenue mobilized because I think in 2024.
Well, somebody they say you get that kind of money, but you're not bragging about it and other agencies and they do them. This other one say local environment governance is the way to go. It's important to get them connected into enforcement, policies. Another area of concern in the western region is stone harvesting, especially in the hills, a major contributor to soil erosion and by extension flooding during the rainy season. I'll take a few more. Then this other one say climate change is real and the effect on humans is equal, but survival is not. Due to the extreme weather condition, not everyone can afford cooling system. On this World Environment Day journey and to combat deforestation. It is so good to have someone like you who can help us to understand environmental challenges in a structured manner. Somebody they commend you as well. Climate change, I think it's most of commendations and not much about question. Yeah. But we go end the conversation now. Yeah. But on this day, as we talk about environment, like I say, we deliberately start this conversation this morning from community action with the Sierra Leonean way they help for protect area where they for the people who are not dump waste na the gutter, to local government, to National Disaster Management Agency and USAF. Collectively as a nation, as a people, with a public service, with the public, private sector, what we need for do for commit ourselves for protect the environment.
Obviously, we need that kind of broad convergence of actors. We get attitude concern for the environment. We get interest in protecting we local systems. We want for enhanced public health. We come together and get a serious conversation about. I know they said they're not happy now, but probably we need for broadening that scope of the actors who would only deal with over time, for include, as somebody mentioned earlier, paramount chiefs. Paramount chiefs heavily involved in all of what things they do. From when we design policies to how they implement, they're heavily involved in all of what things we do. So I feel safe, firstly, not just forget that kind of community of practice. So I all back feel safe, for frankly, share what's in their ideals, what's in their experiences. CSOs, for instance, they do some really amazing work we win a government can learn from. We self get plenty insights we can offer to civil society. But then you see a clear disconnect. We have to have a bridge. They allow we for share their insights at this. So I feel say that kind of convergence is the most important thing. But then I feel say most important as well going forward would be moving beyond the speech making, moving beyond the plenty, because environmental practice na action.
Yeah.
You get for show people and say it's possible. You get for show people and say then livelihoods can depend on them. You get for show people and say it's about them. Because if they don't understand, say this is about me, you're setting up a protection system for secure me life, secure the generation we not carry it, then probably not go buy into that. So it's about convincing them about showing the behaviors when necessary, acting within the boundaries what they establish, but also ensure say we continue to mobilize resources for make sure say what's in with the promise and the policies we do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Abubakar Massakoy, the executive chairman of the Environment Protection Agency. I'll clearly say I think you know one expert in the sector and been a beneficiary long ago, years ago, over 10 years, made attend workshops where you are facilitator and provide training even before you come as executive chairman. So Well, most times it's good having the right people at the right place. Challenges then go there, but they can do their best in doing waiting them for doing provide leadership. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you again,
so
Lama.
much. Yes.
Thank
Now
you.
they end the program this morning. Thanks to guests. Them we don't join with this morning. But don't forget, we all get a role for play for protect the environment. Not bill who sign off for bill. Not Towe.T who sign off for Towe.T. Plant a tree. Like today, me and my colleagues are for plant a tree in our compound here as symbolizing the environment, as we own efforts in protecting the environment. Leone Stars gets a match tomorrow na Southern Arena. You can go and go watch. We end with that video day. But yes, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself responsibly. Be a good citizen. Avoid waiting wrong. Try for the waiting right. For God and country, serve your conscience. Because as always, we all get a role for play for make this country go before it. Not just the politicians, people in public service, but we all are Sierra Leoneans. Because if it's good, now we enjoy them. If it's bad, now we the affects, now we go continue for complaints. Until we meet back, have a lovely weekend and bye-bye.
Leone Stars. Now that we love, I die with Leone Stars. Let's go. Then don't reach for make we fly. Green, white, and blue, let's raise the flag high. Show up on the pitch, we know the hype. The level soldiers ready for G, we last.
Basically, I'm in for the short term. I'm just coming in. We need to fill in a gap, based on the situation around, the coaching. Hopefully, that gets sorted out very, very soon. But we're looking at the bigger picture. So whoever comes in has got a group as a base to work from. And my immediate objective around this group will be to see how we can improve around results. Yes, just work around the organization in terms of what we do and how we go about it. I think that's very, very important. And I'm sure we have a group that, are capable and able of doing that.
Slow touch, yes. Slow touch, again, yes.
My coming to Sierra Leone has always been, to give back. Wherever I'm needed, wherever I can support, I'll do that regardless. For me, I'm doing this for the next couple of games, and hopefully we have somebody in, and I'll go back to my normal job in terms of what I do. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy around my work in terms of the development we're doing at this football.
Have a stretch. Stretch, doing the stretches. Come on, finish.
I think we wanna play the right way. It's very, very important. But what is important as well, we have to get the organization right. We have players that can do that. I think with flair as well, you gotta have the other side. Of the work ethics. We're looking at the conditioning level. Bear in mind, some have had their season off, some are in the season. But hopefully, we can put a good group together in terms of our organization going into these matches.
Yeah, quick, hey, go quick, slow. Yeah, quick.
I think I've been around a long time. Most of these boys are boys that are transitioning to the national team. I know every single one of them. So for me, it was about what works, what is working, and what is available in terms of, matches and the quality that we think we can bring in going into these friendly matches. So that's what we've done.
Yes.
One message. I think that's the message everyone is going with. Let's think Sierra Leone. Let's do for Sierra Leone. And let's do for Sierra Leoneans. This is not about anybody else. This is about how we can promote Sierra Leone in terms of the football. How we can bring people together with the football. And I think that's the message. Sierra Leone.
The young stars know the shit, we the rise up top. Now the lion roar, we will scatter them up. Freetown to world, the fire don't blaze. Now victory road, man, we the set new face. Green, white, blue, now the flag wave. We the fight with hearts, we the born for slave. Any team we jump, we gon' make them learn. Salute don't come, now we turn.
This is Truth Radio,